That song is, dude, I've been jamming that song for a week because I know you were coming. I said, I got to recognize this. I got to, remember the song, but I'm still reading the lyrics. Dude, but we were jamming before we went on camera. We were all like pretty much jumping around here. And, just that song just gives you that vibe right away. When it starts, that upbeat starts, it's like, bam.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday. We're live from the Wacky Wednesday studio here in San Antonio, Texas. And as promised, tonight in the studio, I have the TTMA. Those of you who don't know who TTMA is, it's the Texas Talent Music Association. There you go. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you. Hey, it's the Tejano Music Awards, Bato. Right? So the Tejano Music Awards are they just happened. They were virtual, and in the studio, dude, I'm so excited. In the studio, we have the 2021 Female Vocalist of the Year, Miss Destiny Navaira.
Thank you so much.
I got, we can do this.
Oh, you have the applause?
Oh, shit, I guess you have to.
Yeah,
there you go. I love it.
There it is. Alongside Destiny, because this is Destiny's night, but you will never see Destiny Navaira without her right-hand man.
That's right.
And that is Mr. Rigo Navaira.
Bumper? Thank you for having us, man.
Man, thank you for being here. This guy hasn't stopped smiling since he walked in the house.
Hey, man.
Because you fed him as
You fed me. You fed me.
Hey,
what else can I do?
Don't say that too loud because people who come are going to expect a meal when they come.
That's true. That is true.
It's the holidays.
Let me tell you, though, the food was A1, man. It was delicious.
Oh, and we've only had the appetizer. Hopefully they save us some of the other stuff for sure. But no, man, guys, welcome to the show, man. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come out. I know that today you guys I've been following you since about Yo, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. What do we got?
I mean, you guys want to try it on air? I'll put it over there.
Nah, we'll get...
We'll wait.
Wow.
So, I'm going to be burping
the entrees just got delivered.
The entrees just got delivered.
So, no, we're here, and they have been getting interviewed all single day, and I've been... I think your middle interview, I watched the whole thing. The one this morning, I watched bits and pieces of it. And I was like, I don't want to ask them the same shit.
Hey.
You know what I mean? But again, those are radio stations and they have their hands handcuffed, right? Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. There's no handcuffs.
Uncensored.
It's uncensored, man.
And I gotta say, I'm just kidding.
Rigo's already ready to call people out.
I'm ready.
I already had to calm them down a couple of times.
Yeah.
Destiny, Rigo, you guys are visiting. You're visiting.
Yeah.
You're visiting your hometown. How does it feel to say that?
You know, for me, it's surreal to say, you know, I'm going home for the holidays. I was born and raised in San Antonio. I went to school in Austin at UT, and you know, hook 'em horns,
baby.
And coming home, you know, it wasn't that big a deal. I was an hour away, and then after that, I was in San Antonio. Well, this move, now we stay in Monterrey, Nuevo León. And to come back home, you know, it's refreshing. Of course, we want to be with family during the holidays and things like that. But, you know, I told Rigo, we're coming home. We're going to work as much as we can. So, you know, coming home is it's great. It's great. Yeah. It feels good to be in a different place and to be sharing my music in a different place. I think it's just opened the doors for us.
What places are you different from? Where are you guys calling home nowadays?
So now we're living in Monterrey, Nuevo León.
Specifically Escobedo,
Nuevo León.
Ay, call out the hood. You got to call out the hood.
Escobedo. Saludos a todos de Escobedo.
Todos de Escobedo. Todos mis regios que están viendo. Porque yo tengo muchos fanáticos de mi página que son de México.
Hey, let's see that? Straight Spanish over here,
Spanish,
man.
Yep.
So, again, you guys are just joining us. Destiny Navaira, Rigo Navaira, and Grupo Remedio. You know what I mean? And again, I've been looking forward to this interview all week.
Hey,
and you know what? I'm going to let the fans know. This is how this started. I heard it. I forgot which single it was. I heard it and I'm like, hey, man, that's a good song. And then I looked you up on Instagram. And many people, they freak out like, Bumper, how do you get these people on the show? I'm like, I asked him. You know what I mean? Like, there's no magic trick. You know what I mean? I'm not signing $1 million checks for people to be here. So I wrote her on Instagram. I said, Destiny, I really love your music. I would really love to have you on the show. She wrote me back, would really love to, but I'm in Monterrey, Mexico. I said,
I could do Zoom.
You could do Zoom. And you know what? Right away, I was like, I have done interviews when I first started. I've done some interviews where it's virtual, right? Yeah. I don't dig them.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It doesn't have the same chiste. Like, it just doesn't have, you know what I mean?
It doesn't have that connection.
Right. So then Destiny wrote me. I saw her at La Chiflada's birthday. You were down here, right?
We were here why were we here? We had a show. We had played a church festival with my dad.
It was our old parish that we always go to.
Yeah.
And y'all played.
And we played there at the festival. Yeah.
So I ran into her. I'm like, Destiny. She's like, Bumper, what's up? I said, dude, we got to get you on the show. She's like, I'm coming for the holidays. You'll hear from me soon. And sure enough, man, she didn't forget about me.
Never.
And you know, that just shows again for the people watching. You know, you see these guys as artists, but they're really humble people, man. You know, they're just doing something that they love to do. You know what I mean? A lot of us wish we could say what we're doing, what we love to do. You know what I mean? Like, some of us go to work and it's like, God dang, you got to earn a paycheck. Yeah. But you know, to be an artist and to you guys to be doing, you know, every day what you love to do, that's badass.
It's great, and it's a blessing. You know, and in regards to, you know, to your show, to you, I think me as a Tejano artist, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, do you consider yourself regional Mexican now or whatever? And I'm like, no, like, I'm a Tejano singer. That's what I've done my whole life. That's what I'm doing. Maybe my music sounds a little different, but you know, that's what I do. And I think I appreciate it so much that you're pushing this in a new way, not on the radio, but on social media, on different platforms to different people. So, I mean, to us, it's you guys are the ones helping us continue doing what we're doing every day, continue doing what we love every day. If it wasn't for the shares and the likes and the, you know, interviews and things like that, I mean, people wouldn't know who we are, you know? So I think a lot of people, like you said, they think, oh, they're artists and this and that. But I mean, I'm starting from ground zero, man.
I mean, y'all are McCullum Cowboys, dude.
McCullum Cowboys. We're from the South Side.
I mean, South Side. You know what I mean? It's really cool that, you know, I was asking them before, like, you know, where they grew up and stuff, and they're like, hey, we come from McCullum, dude. Ram, Emilio, Raulito.
You can go ahead and say it.
Yolanda Saldivar.
San Antonio.
That's we erased her from the alumni list.
Oh man, but no, man. You know, you guys just, since I've been following you guys, just seem like you're fun, you're outgoing.
Thank you.
And the fact that you guys are following your dreams in Monterrey, Mexico, and I heard you earlier on an interview saying that, you know, you guys are doing this full time.
Full time.
Yeah.
We've been very blessed to have people in our lives who believe in us. And I started La Preferida. I started writing in 2018, and I started, you know, doing everything. My good friend Mike Aguilar, he helped me, you know, arrange the songs, help me fix songs and things like that. And I recorded my first album with Rudy Olivares, who is Fito Olivares' son, and he's got a studio out in Houston. So I started doing that, and I was literally, Bumper, I would get out of work at 10 p.m. and drive to Houston, be there at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, record all night, drive back home, have work the next day, do it again the next day. I mean, I was back and forth. It was a lot.
That's dedication.
It was a lot. And it was, I had gotten to that point where I needed to do something for myself.
And Rigo wouldn't drive for you?
He was at school. No. He was at school. I
was at UT, baby.
He was at UT.
That was a cool experience. You know, we started Remedio in 2015. And we were telling you we had that CD release party with, it was cool. We put it all together thanks to our PR guy, Ruben Valdez, a good friend of ours. He's behind the scenes right now. Give him a round of applause, please. We did our first CD album release 2015, and Ram and my uncle did like a couple songs each. And it was a fun time. It was a great success. And, you know, we wanted to do something else. we went on and we started recording with VMB Music, and we did one album with them, and Destiny was just she wanted more.
Well, the thing is that
more.
Remedio. When I came to my dad with those songs, he was like, "Mija, these are pretty good songs." So we, we started recording them, and then unfortunately my uncle passed, and our shows became a tribute to him. It became to honor him, and there was nothing wrong with it, but it just wasn't what I wanted to do from the start.
Yeah, because you're your own artist.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, if you don't know, Emilio Navaira was their uncle, and I'm sure a lot of interviews you get can go a lot to, hey, your uncle. And I'm like, that's not where I want to go with that. Like tonight,
and we're fine with it. We're fine with it. Like, we love talking about him.
And we still keep his songs in our set. I mean, to me, there's nobody better to recognize him than my cousins Emilio and Diego, to keep his memory alive. And they're doing it here in the States, and we're doing it over there in Mexico.
Emilio and Diego, they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, they've got the Las Bandoleros. That's their band.
So, Bandoleros, if you're watching,
you can come on the
hit
show.
me up. I would love to have you on Wacky Wednesday.
Yeah, for sure.
Would be really cool. I want to give before I forget, I want to give a special birthday shout out yesterday to my sister, Miss Di Marie.
Oh, yes.
Happy birthday, Di. We love you. We love you.
So Di was, she was, it was her birthday yesterday. She was a sad day.
Yeah.
Her father had passed away, so our condolences.
Yes.
But again, happy birthday. And, in here, man, you got nothing. I'm looking at the chat. You got artists. There's nothing but artists right now.
Let's give some shout outs, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Di Marie. Shout
is.
out to Lansing, Michigan, to the Midwest All-Stars, Carlos Aloco. He's always watching the show, man.
Awesome.
Great supporter. Shout out to Carlos Salazar, right?
Carlos.
El Músico. Plays trumpet for Little Joe.
Yeah, Carlos.
Great dude. Great guy, man.
We got Mike Gonzalez in the house too, man.
Mike G and the Iconics in the house. We have Emilio Hernandez, and he is from Florida. He met you guys that night too.
Yeah.
And then we also have JMZ in the house. He's like
Joey. It was his birthday not too long ago too, right?
His birthday was, that asshole.
Hey.
So let me tell you guys, man, because it's Wacky Wednesday, we go all over the place.
Wacky Wednesday.
Me and my wife, we drove to Alice to go spend. We had a birthday dinner with Joey at his house. Him and his wife Starla, and me and Joey are talking. Like Joey's right there where he's at, and I'm right here. And so his wife was making some badass carne asada, like it was bomb. And so we were there, and people know that I don't like to be scared. Like I hate masks and shit like that. And my wife has done it on Facebook.
Oh, like frightening stuff.
Yeah, she just comes out and scares the shit out of me. Well, Starla puts on a leather face mask.
Oh, okay.
And I'm having a conversation like right here, like just like me and you. So she comes like right here and scares the shit out of me. They catch it on camera, and then my wife puts it on slow motion, and it's hilarious.
We're gonna have to see that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to show us after.
Rigo, I'll message you later. I want to go do a show in Monterrey.
Hey, don't be playing, Mike, because we'll get it done, brother.
We will get it done.
Oh, and saludos Jonathan Espinosa. He's him and our recording player Lalo. They've been doing some great stuff, man.
Hey, that's a bad dude, bro.
Lalo Morales, man.
Lalo is
Eagle
that
Pass, Texas,
bro. He's a pain in my butt.
Dude, but he can sing.
Oh yeah,
he's a great singer, recording player.
I mean,
that dude can sing. I got some of his songs on Frito Pie Friday that I got to hear.
I love these names, by the way. I gotta say.
Hey, dude, that's bumper. Frito Pie Friday.
We're gonna have like a carne guisada Sunday or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Menudo Sunday.
Menudo Sunday. Barbacoa Saturday. Something.
Sergio Barbosa, what's up, man? Thank you for always tuning in, man. Thanks for always watching. So Destiny, growing up here in San Antonio, your uncle being Emilio, your dad being Raulito.
I had to rep him today.
I see that. What was music pushed on you guys?
It wasn't pushed. I think it was just always around. It was something that we knew it was family. We knew that when music was around, we were all together. Actually, my grandfather was the pioneer of all of it. He was an accordion player. He sang a little bit. And he really, when we were young, you know, we were at my grandmother's a lot because they were always out of town. So like when my mom and my Aunt Cindy would go, we were at my grandma's. They would take us to the thrift stores. He would buy random records and we had to learn the songs and make up a routine and dance to them and sing to them. So that's what we did. You know, we played band. We didn't play hide and seek. We played band. You know, we had the broomsticks. We take out all the pots.
Our grandpa had a chicken coop, bro. He had a chicken coop, and he tore it off, like the fence and all that stuff. And he made a stage. We got cans. He got cans and put them on top
for y'all guys to play.
Yeah, like all this stuff.
And this is when your dad and your Theo were like at the height of
it. Like I remember the 18-wheeler and the
we
bus
would get
was
in the 18-wheeler and play in there, pretend like we were driving to the gig.
Yeah, man, it was a good time.
Wow,
we've also lost it.
That's crazy, man. Bye, mama.
Dude, I gotta say, I love that you have family here, man.
Yes,
it's so great. It's refreshing because I mean we're over there in Monterrey and you know we're far away from our family and stuff like that, and we have family over there, family friends, you know. But to see cool you with the family, it's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful thing.
And you know what? If anybody knows us, we're like this all the time.
That's
like,
awesome.
You know what I'm saying? We well, at least we try to be.
That's good.
And you know, we were talking earlier as well. Like I told you guys, I'm so big on culture and stuff, and that's why I was kind of asking you guys where if music was pushed on you, you know what I mean? Growing up around that,
yeah,
you would just assume that you guys are gonna be musicians.
Well, that's what I get on my mom and dad all the time. You know, again, I think the first time I sang, and my dad was like, "You know how to sing?" I was like, "What?" I think I was 4 years old. I sang it.
So it was like a typical Selena movie, like you know where she's singing and like, hey, hold up.
I sang at my uncle would have these big Halloween parties, and at the time I was obsessed with Jennifer Peña. So I got up there and I was like, "Yo recuerdo."
I'm still obsessed with Jennifer Peña.
Me too. And so my dad was like, "What?" Right? And he's walking around with his hat trying to get tips and stuff. And after that, you know, he told me, he was like, "Mija, you know how to sing? You want to sing?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I get after them all the time because, like you said, you'd think that they would think, okay, she's probably going to be in music. But no, they put me in t-ball, volleyball, basketball, all
the sports. They want you to try everything.
You have to learn how to work with a group of people.
There you go.
I should have learned how to play the piano. Then I wouldn't need a band.
You're building your social skills. You're going to need social skills later. Exactly. They were building your social skills. Rigo, was music pushed on you?
A little bit. No,
Rigo
it was actually a little bit. So, I mean, whenever I was like 10, I picked up the guitar, and I mean, I knew a couple chords. My cousins were the ones who were like, they knew like all the chords, they knew everything. I was in middle school, and my coach left after my 7th grade year, and I didn't want to play football because I knew the other coach was gonna make me run.
He didn't want to run.
He was gonna make me run a lot, and I didn't want to do that. So my dad was like, "All right, well, I need a bass player." Right? And he goes, "Every day that you're ever going to have practice, you got to come and practice on the bass." So I would be in my room and Dad would be like, "I don't hear you. I don't hear you. I don't hear you." And I would be playing and my dad's annoying whenever he wants something. Like he's annoying. He'll be screaming like from like really I lived like at the complete opposite side of the house. And he would be like, "I don't hear you. I don't hear you," from the other side, man. So I would plug in my bass.
Like he doesn't stop.
I would plug in my bass really loud, man, and I would be like, "Boom, boom, boom, boom."
Can you hear that?
Yeah,
you fucking hear that?
So upset.
My first show was I was 13. We played in the Valley, and ever since then, man, I've been on the road like every week with my dad. I got to play with my uncle a couple times, which was an honor. And then I was for a little bit. I was with Grupo Vida in high school.
Shit.
When Art left, they were looking for another guy. I guess a good-looking guy. I'm sorry, Jason. I'm just kidding. I love all of them. Jason, Mike, Tim, John.
Shit.
They're like family to me.
Art Campos from the Conjunto Cats. He said Rigo's a badass bass player.
Thank you, Art. They're Conjunto Cats are another.
Hey, bro.
They're another level, bro.
Don't sleep on them.
No.
Don't.
Do not sleep on them, man.
But no, they're great. Saludos to Art. They're in Seguin, right?
Saludos to David Garza. He's on here too.
David.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
You know what? He actually
Saludos.
recorded David. That's Dan Marie's brother, right?
Yeah.
He actually recorded that song of me and Himencio. the vocals.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah. Oh, man. He sings.
Hey, he can sing too. He can sing. He's a bad dude, bro. He gets a little close to Luis.
Hey,
I'm
yeah.
like, hey.
He's good, man.
Shout out to Andy Bustamante. She's watching. Hello, Andy.
Saludos. But yeah, man, I mean, the music wasn't really... Dad was always
in the
chill with us.
beginning it was, but then he fell in love with it.
Yeah, I fell in love with it.
And is that your go-to? The bass?
Yeah, that's what I usually... That's my main. That's my main instrument. But I mean, I do play a little bit of bajo, a little bit of guitar, a little bit of... I'm trying to learn accordion because I have Lalo there with me. So I'm like, come on, dude, you got to teach me something, you know?
Have you learned a little bit on the accordion?
I know how to play a polka, and that's about it. And I have to have about like 6 beers, and then I have to play it.
Hey, man, but you know, the accordion is not an instrument that any
It's
even good, even badass musicians, that's an instrument you can't just pick up and be like, you know, if you can play the guitar, you could probably go to the bass and, you know, but the accordion's a whole different beast.
Man, I still to this day don't really understand it 100% because it's just like
it's
one
funny,
note's
though.
in is a different note than the same note going out. I'm like, I don't understand.
It's funny though, because like I'll tell Lalo, I'll try to explain like the theory, right? Because here I am like thinking, I'm like, oh, it's because each row is like a scale, and this one is this one, and this one, and he's like, Al Chile D, I don't know, I just play it like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you're never gonna help me.
But man, it's awesome. It's fun, and you know, I'm very blessed to have started with my dad and to go with, you know, Grupo Vida, and now I'm working with Destiny, and we're working on it every day, 100%, and we're very blessed, and we're excited for everybody to hear what we have in the works. We're already done with our second album, so we're getting ready to release that this year.
Let me ask you guys, growing up, you know, being your last name Navaira, you know, in school, did y'all get
special treatment?
No, not special treatment. Like you're like, hey, I'm watching. Like,
oh
you know
yeah, no.
Like,
so if it was not bad enough that we went to all the same schools that my uncle and my dad did, and my Aunt Yvette, but my grandma, she was a teacher's aide because my Chillon dad couldn't go to school without her.
He would cry.
So she started working there. So she had been there since my dad started going to school.
Like 70s.
So she is the queen of my elementary school, right? Everybody knew her. Everybody loved her. Then my mom got a job there. So it was like...
y'all really
if we were in
couldn't
trouble.
do
Yeah,
shit.
we could do nothing. I think one time
Wow.
I got in trouble. It was Halloween.
You're such a nerd.
It was Halloween, and I dressed up as Spider-Man, and everybody in the school would climb on these walls in the restroom, and like I was like, I have to obviously do it. I'm dressed up like Spider-Man, you know. Sure enough, there was a janitor in there, and he caught me, and he took me to the principal's office, and my mom was in there. But I mean, when he told him, like, you know, oh, I caught him climbing on the walls, like everybody was just like, what the hell? Why are you climbing on the walls? And I was Spider-Man, so I mean, I feel like I have a valid excuse, you know. I just saw the movie yesterday too. It was so good.
I don't know.
shit,
Sometimes,
man.
you know, that's why he's fine. Sometimes.
I got you.
Oh, look, my dad just posted, I can't hear you. Donk.
He's horrible.
Shout out to Ralito Navaira. And you know what? I was asking you about your dad. Totally off subject, right? Because it's Wacky Wednesday. It's how I roll.
Wacky Wednesday.
Hey, your dad don't rest, dude.
You know
Your
what?
dad is 100 miles per hour from the morning till the if you follow that guy on social media, that dude is 100 miles an hour all day.
Yes.
You know what? My dad, and that's because he wasn't doing what he was before, but I remember, you know, being a kid, my dad, everybody sees him as, you know, the hype
Ralito,
man.
yeah.
Emilio's hype man. And he did that, but people don't know. He drove the equipment truck. He set up the equipment. He played the show. He tore down the equipment. He brought it home.
Produced
he
albums.
produced the majority
Write
of
the
my uncle's
songs.
albums. He wrote songs. I mean, like you said, he's
a busybody.
He's a busy guy, and you know, this pandemic really it was a life change for him, I think. And that's another reason I'm so grateful to Monterrey. When we moved, we brought him out like maybe 4 or 5 months after we moved. And I could see, you know, he wasn't the same. He was just kind of like real aguitao. And when we brought him, I saw him come back to life. I saw him
Get color in it.
You know,
Get
just
Because he was around music again.
yes. And you know, for example, we went to go eat, and
During the album.
We were leaving. Yeah, we were recording. We left. We were leaving. I'm talking the kitchen staff, the waiters, everybody came out and started clapping for him. And he did the shuffle for him, and they all started screaming, you know. And I'm like, I'm behind him. I'm like, hurry! I gotta get out of here.
And of course, I missed everything because I had to go to the restroom.
But you know, it's a good thing to see, and you know, I'm very blessed to have my dad, Grammy-winning producer. I mean, he, you know, you think Emilio, ¿Cómo le haré? Ya no me pones atención. Remedio. His biggest hits are my dad's.
See, people don't know that.
They don't know that, and you know, the songs that he wrote, I mean, they're timeless, and I can't ever repay him back for that gift that he's given us to even attempt to write songs.
And here's the thing, your dad's something in music, but watching him on social media, all the stuff that he does for the community, does not go unnoticed. And Arlito, if you're watching, thank you for what you do for the community, bro. I really pay attention to that. And that says a lot about who you guys are, which leads me to your kids are here now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, just a little bit of time that we spent together, you guys are very respectful. And sometimes I think these 20-year-olds, I don't know. I don't like using the whole millennial shit and all that stuff. No, I don't like using that. But just to me, like some of the young people don't have the same, some of the respectfulness is gone. Like they don't respect their elders and just the way you guys carry yourselves is very, very respectful.
Well, we're old souls.
You're old souls?
Yeah, all of our,
I'm an old soul.
We were on the road whenever we were young, and our best friends were the band, and they were all 30, 40 years old,
so
you know?
I mean,
that's the way you know.
You can't be annoying on the road or they'll kick your ass, man.
They'll kick you off the bus.
They'll kick you off the bus. No, but I mean, that's how, you know, we were raised around that. We were raised going on the road with our dad and our uncle. You know, we were in clubs whenever we were like 4 or 5, and
we
learned,
right.
and we had to act right, you know?
Yeah.
And
you gotta behave.
Yeah.
And
porque si no.
Boom. No, you don't even know.
They can't. Hey, your life. Don't tell them.
No, tell them. I want them to know.
Well, I mean, my dad is a teddy bear, you know?
Yeah.
But y'all don't know him for real.
He could be mean.
So I was always a good
Not
kid.
mean, just very disciplined. He'll discipline you.
But when we were growing up, my cousins were they were the crazy. We used to call them the tornadoes. When they would come over, we'd be like, here come the tornadoes.
The bandaleros?
Yeah, Emilio and Diego. They'd be like, here come the tornadoes, right? And my dad, you know, when something would happen, he'd be like, hey, I'm going to spank you or whatever, you know? And I'm like, I have to live with this dude. Y'all get to go home.
Behave. Y'all
get to go home, you know? So I think we just learned. We learned off of that. We learned off of, again, like Rigo said, being around older people and situations where we knew we couldn't act up. So
it
was a great childhood that we had. A different one, but a great one.
And so now that you guys do music, does the music, do you think that, you know, I know you and Rigo work a lot. We've been talking, you guys work a lot on putting your arrangement together, all that kind of stuff. Does your dad come in and say, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hold up.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, but I want to ask you, because Wacky Wednesday, Diego, dude, Rigo, I want to ask you. Do you fight back and say, nah, Dad, that's you. This is us. We're gonna record it this way. Do either one of you do that?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you on Me Da Gusto. So the last part, it's got that little other melody, right? It's como un sol dentro de mí, right? It's got like words. Well, he was just so adamant. No, you need to change it to na 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 na, right? And I'm like, Dad, no, I like this. I like the words. Just leave the words there. Like, I already gave you another part. Just let me have it. So the song comes out. He calls me, right? And he's like, Me da gusto on FaceTime singing. And he's like, the end comes out and he's like, na, 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 na. Still to the end. I'm like, it's already out. You can't change it no more.
He wanted to make it still the way he wanted it.
There'll be times, man. There'll be times where...
So it's a give and take.
Yeah,
we have a give and take.
It's not bad, though. It's not like... Especially when we're in the studio, it's more whenever we're writing the song. We'll go up to him and be like, hey, Dad, check out this song. But now we learned that we just got to record the demos first and then show him. Because if you're showing him whenever you're writing it,
you're going to change it.
You're going to change up the whole song. And we're like, oh.
You're not hearing it the way I am.
I got you. And so do either one of you write?
Yeah. I pretty much wrote all of La Preferida. they were pretty much my ideas, and then I took them to, again, my friend Mike Aguilar, who helped me write those songs, and Juan Trevino was a big part of La Preferida with us too.
And so let me ask you, for people, watching, these are Chicanos, man. They're Tejanos. They grew up right here, and we were talking, like, sometimes our Spanish is Spanglish.
Oh, yeah.
We don't really, if you're here in South Texas, you don't really realize how many words we use in our daily vocabulary that they're not real Spanish.
Yeah, it's not real, exactly.
Parquear, there's no such word as
parquear.
You know what I mean?
The other day, I think I told one of the guys who works on our team, he was asking me, like, ¿qué estás haciendo? Aquí en la casa nomás estoy chileando.
Chileando. ¿Qué dijo?
Oh,
but I mean, it's a challenge, man. Now we're over there, and we're learning. I mean, we're learning as we go. Destiny has gotten amazing at Spanish. Like, I think I was telling Big Boy today that the first couple months that we were there, she did an interview on Zoom with somebody from Mexico City, man, on the radio.
Destiny? ¿Qué estás haciendo en Monterrey? ¿Estás grabando? Blah, blah. And I was like,
he's a chilangro. Like that,
yeah, like that, man. And I am blown away sometimes by her Spanish.
But let me tell you guys, the way you guys are living is the best way to learn Spanish.
Exactly.
Remember, we had this conversation. Remember,
you don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. You get dipped into there, and like you're there. Mm-hmm. There's no other way around it. Like you got to speak it,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when you're over there, you're gonna learn all the correct words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
then you come over here and you be like,
what, like,
that's not how you say it.
Like the at sign.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to say it, but it's arroba. So like when I'm on the interview, I'm like, ay, por favor, sígueme en mis redes sociales, arroba Destiny Navaira. One time I said that, my dad said, what the hell did you say? I said, arroba, that's the at sign, Dad. Get it together.
Oh, man. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. But that's what people don't know. People don't realize that you guys going to Mexico, yes, it's half of who we are, right? It's who we are. But I hate referring back to the movie, but people, so many people watch the movie Selena, but when he says, like, being Mexican American, you're not American enough for Americans, and you're not Mexican enough
really
for
true.
for
Honestly,
Mexicans.
Abraham, you had a point.
Right. to the T, like it
Yeah.
But how is it living there? How is it living in Monterrey? I mean, is there HEBs?
Yeah, heck yeah, there is.
There's HEB.
I love it, man. It's right down the street.
We are from Texas, living in Monterrey. We're ready to rep HEB over there.
You're right. We really are.
So HEB, if you're watching and you need some
we're ready.
Spokespersons for your, international HEB over there and HEB over here.
Hey,
that's right.
Right here, Destiny Real. They got it right.
And honestly, it makes you. When I first saw, I didn't know at first that they had HEB, and when we saw it, I was like, thank you, God, there's HEB.
And they have the same shit we got, right?
Yeah, there's some things, like, what they don't have? And it drives me crazy? Pickles.
Del Dixie.
I'm from the freaking south side of San Antonio. I am a chola.
You gotta give me a la chica.
I'm a chola. I love
I'm a
pickles
cholo,
and
but I'm
Kool-Aid and all that stuff.
more of a nerd cholo, I think.
Bro, I love pickles.
Me too.
Dill pickles all day long. So we live, I was telling you guys I lived in California for a lot of my life. When I would come here, we would buy the 5-gallon buckets of pickles.
Yes.
And I would take them with me over there. Well, they don't have that shit in California.
No.
They don't have the big pickles like that?
So we lived on base, and my son had all his friends, right? One day he was at football practice, and I'm watching TV. Wacky Wednesday, you never know what you can get. Freaking, somebody's knocking on the door. Bam, 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 bam. They said, Mr. Bumper? Mr. Bumper. I said, we had two little twins. They were from Georgia. Their parents were from Georgia. They lived down the street. They were his little best friends. He said, Mr. Bumper. I said, what do y'all want? I said, Juanito's not here. He's at football practice. No, we got $1 each. We want one of them pickles. Dude, I go and check in my pantry. Half the pickles were. This fool was selling them to the neighborhood kids in California for $1, dog.
Gotta get it, brother.
Look, yeah, they don't have pickles, and so when we come home, I'm like, go to Sam's. We need pickles. We need all the pickles we can get.
Right.
You take them with you?
Pickles.
Yeah, we cross them over.
Do you like pickle juice?
I love pickle juice raspas. That's my thing.
Dude, I can go right now. I can get a little whiskey cup with ice,
Pickle juice.
pickle juice, and I can
so
drink
good.
that.
Do it.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
do it.
so good.
Let's do it.
You know Cesar from David Lee?
Yeah.
He drinks his beer with pickle juice.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Pickle
it's really
juice
good.
is good.
It's really good.
You guys are a little weird.
But you know what?
Shout out to DJ Fuego is in the house.
Saludos.
Shout out to my mother-in-law, Thelma Jean, all the way in Ruskin, Florida.
Florida.
Let's see. I don't want to forget people because next week they won't watch, bro.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Shout out to DJ Brandon out there in Pearsall.
Pearsall, Texas.
We're going out there to Pearsall, Texas. Home of George Strait.
That's a George Strait. Damn.
Hey,
That's the thing, man. We could be Mexican. We can be white. What do you want us to be?
Like Abraham said, more Mexican than Mexican.
more-
American than
more-
American.
whatever y'all
American.
want to be. Hey, Rigo, with that being said, have you dibble-dabbled in the country?
I've done some stuff. Yeah. So we've been recording demos at the house. We got a little studio set up over there, and that's pretty much where I'm at with Lalo. Pretty much like throughout the whole week. And I'm trying to experiment, man. I'm trying to do a lot of different things to where we can mix it into the Tejano, not in a corny way. It's a tough line. It's like a thin line to follow to where
To do it right.
yeah, to do it right and correctly, to where it doesn't sound corny.
Look at him.
Wait, hold on. This is sponsored by what is this? Cheesecake.
I
That
didn't
looks
know-
really
I didn't know
good.
y'all had cheese.
That looks really good.
God damn. Hey, y'all are getting the VIP treatment.
We really
now.
are, man.
Shit. God.
Somebody
Are we
offered
at
me
the
a foot
Cheesecake
massage back
Factory?
there.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I really want to make that Texas Tejano sound, that country. I want to blend it in together.
I've had the Solis brothers, Nate De Leon here, some Texas country guys. And I was talking about this last week. Like, we have a lot of Chicanos that play country music.
Oh yeah,
But they're still part of, you just said it. Who do you want us to be?
exactly.
You like Randy Rogers?
I love him.
You like George Strait?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no people like us. We listen, I wouldn't say people like us because I know people listen to a whole bunch of different music, but at the same time, like, we're unique, man.
It's because it's somewhat like if you're from Texas or you're a part of this Tejano culture. To me, it's embedded in you, just like Tejano is. Country is embedded in your life. Like it's just you're born that way. You're born with it.
Our playlist. If you're watching from anywhere else in the United States, our playlist can go from Chente, Ramon Ayala, George Strait, Randy Rogers,
Van
Halen, some Southern rock. You know what I mean?
Tupac.
Like.
It's just Texas
just
is such a
melting pot.
yeah. It's crazy.
But it brings me to my point, and this
You
is
scare me sometimes when you do stuff.
this is my. I was talking to both these beautiful young souls about how, as a genre, how we can. What are we missing? What are we missing to get that young generation? And when I see you guys on the covers of, pictures on social media, on the covers of your albums, like, if I was a 17, 18-year-old girl, like, hey, you guys need water?
No, I'm good.
No,
You're
we're
good? Everybody good?
Thank you.
Damn, she really likes you, dude.
She loves
Bro,
us.
because if it was any other show, she'd be upstairs watching on the bed.
You see that little
Like,
Joe? You see that little Joe? You didn't get that treatment, brother. Just kidding. I love you.
Don't
I love
talk-
you, little Joe.
Don't
I
talk
know.
like that to him.
I love him. I actually wanted to drink some of that tequila that y'all are drinking.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I got you.
That's you're driving.
You said it.
Oh, I love Corralejo.
We can take one and take a little nap, right? We can take a nap here.
Take a nap.
We're gonna take a shot after we talk about this. This right here.
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna ask y'all straight up. What do we have to do?
I think it's a trial and error that we have to do. Number one, it's not all the artist's fault. Number one, that transition time in the 2000s, we lived it. I saw my Uncle Emilio be here. We saw the country tour, we saw the rodeo, and then the 2000s came, and he was playing little clubs where some people would show up. I mean, we've seen it, So I think that gap, that little time period, for whatever reason it happened, I feel like the fan base got stuck in the old music, which is great. I mean, you go through my
classics.
iPhone.
Classics.
I want you to say that sentence one more time.
The fan base got stuck in the 90s. They got stuck.
That's you.
Yes.
That's me. That's
it's even us. It's even us.
Yeah, because I mean, we still jam.
You look at my
1392,
iPhone,
everything.
Yeah, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see Pulido. You're gonna see Laura. You're gonna see, I mean, everybody. You know.
I'm gonna pick this up just a
go for
little
it.
bit, so because they're saying
You can't
your
hear me?
mic's too low.
Oh, sorry.
Scream, D, scream.
Hey, just kidding.
I
So
don't want- there you go.
I just, it was that gap, and it wasn't all the fans. It wasn't all the radio. It wasn't all the artists. It was everybody. It was a mixture of everything, I think. And so now we have to climb out of that hole. It's 20 years later, and we're still trying to climb out. And it's got to be an effort from us as artists, from DJs, from radio stations, from fans, from promoters. It's got to be a complete team effort if we want to continue it, So I think that if everybody does their part, like you're doing your part interviewing, new artists, we're trying to do our part by writing new songs and new material that has modern sounds, but at the same time doesn't lose our roots. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to use the keyboard patch from,
Mas.
What you're saying? We've talked about it on the show many times, and I think you're absolutely right. We got stuck, right? And I say this all the time, like, if you guys seen any other Wacky Wednesdays, like Bumper always says this, I do. Old music is always going to be, como le haré is always going to be como le haré. You can play that song anywhere. It's going to bring you back that vibe, that, what do you call it? But all other music has, you're going to have to like.
It's all right. I'm strong.
We go to the gym
I go to
every
the
morning.
gym.
You
I
just
haven't gone
loosened
in a long time. Okay, I got it now. So exhausted, right?
It's going down.
Okay.
Take a little break.
Yo, so, with that being said, like, I really think that we need to be okay with that's the old stuff. But as a fan base, if you're watching as a Tejano fan base, I say this over and over again, be open to new music. It's not going to sound like the synthesizers like from La Mafia and Maz back in the 80s and the 90s, right? It's going to have its own sound, and be okay with that.
And I think too, now I feel like people are more open-minded. But now, to me, as an artist, what I'm hearing, we also have to be careful with quality. We also have to be careful with what is being played and who is being, it's such a, I don't know, maybe because I'm a songwriter. I am super picky about my songs. I'm super picky about, hey, this melody is not catchy enough, dude. I can't remember the verse. I can't remember the first words of the chorus. If I can't do that, then it's not a good song, And so I think that we also have to remember quality. Yes, be open to new artists, but there's, like Rigo said, there's a line. There's a very fine line, and everybody's going to have their taste, which is fine. But I think nowadays versus back then, you had to go to a studio. You had to have that producer do your song. Now,
But the money, but here's the thing. And I'll speak on behalf of, like, I get what you're saying. Like, so many people are putting out music and it's not to the standard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But that's the other thing though too, Bumper. For me, I think that a lot of artists, not everybody, but there's a lot of artists that don't know how to put an album together. Like for me,
not like
how they did before
to make the classics. I mean,
we were watching the Beatles documentary with Big Boy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw it, but they made an album and they made these songs to where these songs all fit each other.
They're
These songs are a story. That's why Adele's album, like on Apple Music, you can't skip it, because she wants you to hear how she put
it's telling a story. It's telling a story.
Yeah, to the point to where
Different chapters.
Yeah, and it's original stuff. A lot of it's original stuff. Don't get me wrong, covers are great.
But Rigo, what about the artists that are good? There's a lot of good artists out there. They just don't have the money. They don't have people to invest in them, and you know what I mean? And they're gonna do what they can, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the $2,500, $3,000 for one single.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And I can attest to that. I didn't have that money. It took me a long time to do La Preferida because I had to pay increment by increment by increment. But, if you truly are trying to do it, you find a way. I mean, you find a way to make it happen. And there's people who will record you for reasonable prices. And I'm not saying it's going to be top quality studio. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying more quality as far as songs go, as far as your vocals,
don't just put something out there.
Exactly.
I talked to Mike G a lot, and Mike G, he put something in my head. We're having a conversation over dinner or something. And he's like, hey man, if you're going to put out a single and you're a brand new artist, if there's any song that you ever put all your effort into, it's going to be that first song, that single. You want to put everything you can into it because you want people to know who you are, right? If you do a half-ass thing, well, how are you going to be able to come on and you know what I'm saying?
There was this one time I went to Arizona. I was on a plane. And I always have this luck. Destiny was telling me earlier.
He really does.
I sit next to people like well-known people,
famous people on the planes.
The first time I went to California, I was sitting next to Henry Cisneros and his wife, and she let me listen to her iPod, and I was listening to all this like Ray Charles and stuff like that because that's all she had. But really nice people. The next time I went to Arizona by myself, and I sit down and I look to my left, and Turner is sitting right next to me.
Jesse Turner.
And this was before the album Monstro came out. And I was sitting next to him. I was all like, Turner? And he was all like he didn't, I guess he didn't know who I was first. And I was like, I'm Rigo. I'm Rolito's son. We have Remedio. And he goes, oh, yeah. How are you, man? How's your sister? I was like, good. We started talking about the music. He showed me a lot of songs that they were on this next album, on that Monstro album. And he told me, man. And I mean, it's what my dad said too, He's like, never have a song that you're just like, okay, let's just put that for the album. Like, let's just put it on there as a filler. Like you said.
No fillers.
No fillers, man. And that's true. That's how me and Destiny and my dad have been trying to approach every song that we write or every song that we record.
And the other thing, Bumper, is, my dad would tell me all the time, Mija, it takes time. He said, we were with David Lee for 8 years before your uncle went solo. That's the reason he had so many fans. I mean, he was with them. Their first car was a Cadillac, man. Their first car was a Cadillac. David Lee Garza and Los Musicales.
Huge.
A Cadillac.
In those days, the 80s.
And for me, I started with like a, I don't know.
With Rigo Navaira y los
jalapeños. Dude, I want to say this, though. And I really want fans to listen to what I'm about to tell you.
Preach.
Just because their last name is Navaira, if you follow them from their humble beginnings, there's no silver spoon here. Like, these people have put in, these two young gentlemen have put in, these two young people.
Hell yeah.
Hey, it's live. You can't record it. You can't bleep that out. Right? But these two, and I want to say young because, you're already getting old. You're getting old.
I'm 25.
But I'm just saying, the younger generation look of our onda, right?
Yeah.
You guys are doing it, man.
Thank you.
You're what I want to see. I want to see Rigo's. I want to see Destiny's. You know what I mean? Like, there needs to be more of you.
It's been a journey. It's been a journey. I mean, it hasn't been overnight,
But where I was going, because fucking crazy in my head sometimes.
Wacky Wednesday.
Wacky Wednesday.
You gotta record that.
I'm going to say that.
And then press that button.
Beginning. But you guys have worked your freaking asses off to get to where you're at right now. Yeah. When I saw you win the TTMA 2021 Female Vocalist of the Year, Destiny, you are now next to Laura Canales. You're next to Shelly Lattis. You're next to Selena. You're next to Patsy. Elida. You know what I mean? Yeah. Elida. Steph, dude, you made it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You like you said, you were singing songs and your dad was like, oh, hey, Mika, you can sing. And then now your dad's got to say, hey, my daughter's the fucking TTMA Female Vocalist of the Year.
Yeah. And I knew that it was going to be an issue because of the, there was only me and Patsy or whatever the case may be, and to me, I brush a lot of that off. But me personally, I felt with all the hard work that I put blood, sweat, and tears into La Preferida, literally. And, to win that award, I was just like, okay, my hard work, it's working. That came out, my CD came out in 2020. I had it ready in 2019. And it finally felt like, okay, I saw the announcement. Everyone's like, yeah, and I was just like, okay, like I kind of brushed it off. It took me about a week
to absorb it,
to be like, oh crap, I'm the first one besides Selena, Elida, Stephanie, Shelley, and Laura. Since 1981, they're the only females who have won, and I broke that chain, And so now I'm walking around like, yep. I am that girl.
It's been a ride though too.
It's been such a ride.
I remember shows that we played.
No, you're good.
Keep on breaking it.
Tighten the shit out of it.
I remember, shows we would play where there was, where there was a lot of people. We played at the rodeo, like at the tent in the rodeo, where there's like over like 1,000 people.
The rodeo here in San Antonio?
No, in Houston.
Yeah.
But then we played shows also where we were in Bryan. We had to play in front of 10 people.
No, one time we literally played in front of 2 people.
Oh yeah, like it's.
And my dad made us.
So let
play.
me ask you. Are you more nervous to play for?
I'm more nervous to drink that.
Are you more nervous to play for 2 people, or are you more nervous to play for a shitload of people?
I'm not nervous no more.
Yeah, after a little bit of Jack and Coke, we're okay.
Mom's gonna kill you.
Mom's gonna get so mad.
But
I'm sorry, Mom. I love you.
I'm not nervous no more now because I know this is literally Bumper being deprived of being on the show, of being on stage.
You can't drink because you're driving.
Yeah,
you're
I won't
driving.
drink.
Responsible, Bumper. I like that.
Got you.
Being deprived of being on stage, it's my therapy. Every weekend I could let out everything, and being taken away, especially when I was about to start. We let out my album March 2020.
Are we chugging? No, we're just sipping or chugging.
I'm chugging.
Oh shoot! All right, I gotta chug with you then. Don't look, Mom.
Hey, this is for your sister, man.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
take a shot for me.
Female vocalist of the year.
Thank you.
Eso.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everybody at home, take a shot too.
That was a lot, dude.
Oh God.
Pinche shot glass. Diosito de mi vida. Ay.
So yeah, it just, being deprived of that was, now I see how much of a privilege it is to be on stage. I was so used to, hey, this week we're in Lola.
But you don't get nervous, Des?
No, I love it.
But do they say you got to stay nervous because it keeps you on your toes?
I mean, I think I get more nervous my nervousness comes when I'm releasing music. I'm like, oh my God, I just want people to like it. Like, that's my thing. When I get on stage, I'm like, I feel like I have what is it called? Persona. What is it called?
A second, you got a second side of you or what?
Yeah, but what is it called? Like split personality? No, alter I'm not ego. Alter ego.
Split or what, from
I'm
the movie
not
Split?
Psycho. I have like a alter ego, I feel like. Because
that's not a bad thing.
No. And it's
people who are self-driven, that's what drives them to be, they separate themselves. Get your hand off of there.
I don't want it to fall.
If it falls, it falls. I'll fix it. I'll hold it.
Hey,
so those of you who are watching, any bands, if you have any old mic stands that are really, really strong.
Can you come right now?
Yeah, just donate some mic stands.
Just come right now. We got food.
Yeah, we got food. Stop by.
I love that.
But Destiny, again, dude, knowing that you were coming to the show and then you won the award, I was telling my wife, like we were laying down, I just told her, I said, man, dude, Destiny's coming out and she's the fucking female vocalist of the year. For me as a fan, like, that's badass.
I appreciate that. And I do. And like I said, no, it wasn't under the circumstances. Of course, we didn't have the award show. I didn't get to go, whatever. But for me, it was just enough. First of all, to be nominated, it was, again, I felt, okay, this is working. And to actually win, like I said, it took a week for me to be like, I won. You know?
Like, it pinched me. Is this real?
like do I really hold that title? Yeah. And like I said this morning, you know, I hold that title with a great sense of responsibility because I'm on this list with heavy hitters, man. I mean, Selena is Selena. I mean, nobody will ever touch her, you know? Selena. And Elida, I mean, she's also a songwriter. Shelly, Stephanie, Laura Canales, dude. I mean, I hold this title with such a responsibility, and I want the people to know that and understand that. That's why I'm so critical about my music and about the genre, because...
Was there ever a time where you sat somewhere and you're just like, man, Rigo... I mean, do you guys share moments like that where it's just you two and you're just talking about something? Do you guys ever remember a time where you're just like, man, you know what? Excuse my language.
Oh, my God.
And you were like, fuck this.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
Every week.
Let's
those
like we go
when you get home from like Midland at like 8 a.m. and like you're just dead tired. Because I mean, whenever with Remedio, we won't really here in Texas, we won't stay anywhere.
My dad, and that's the other, you know, my dad, I have so much respect for him. He's a Grammy winner. I mean, he toured with George Strait, Alan Jackson. He toured with Bronco. He toured with, I mean, people who are amazing, you know. And he was willing to start from ground zero with us again, you know.
But you're his kids, man. I mean, you're his pride and joy. But I'm just saying, like, I could just imagine you guys being younger, you know. And, you know, you talk about, you know, the 90s, people in the 90s and stuff. Tejano was banging. It was booming. So I don't think people would sit around and be like, fuck this. They were like, hey, we got to do this shit again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like La Bamba, we got to do this shit again. Right. You know what I mean? We pay this shit with our rent money. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, it was booming. But I could only imagine you guys grinding and just one day just saying, you know what? Rigo, fuck this shit. Like, excuse my language.
I think what me and her, like, if we ever do feel like that, or if we ever in the past, if we've ever felt like that, we've always just have to remember, and we keep reminding each other, there's a bigger picture. There's a bigger picture.
And again, like Dad says, nothing's overnight. Nothing is going to be overnight, no matter what. He goes, your songs right now from La Preferida, he's like, they're great. Give them 5 more years, and people are going to be singing them like they're singing Como Le Haré.
I want to tell you this. I don't know if he's watching. If he's not, then hey, it is what it is. But when we went over to go see Joey for his birthday, we were there, and I said, man, he's like, Mom, what do you ask? Man, I got Destiny coming. You know, Tejano Female Vocalist of the Year. He's like, I said, bro, I love her new song. He's like, yeah, I like it, but I like this one. And we couldn't figure out, like,
Which one?
Well, hopefully he's watching, because
tell us which one.
He has a song, right? Mm-hmm. And so him and Star were like, no, the next one, no, next one. And then his wife's, that one's it. And Joey's like, hell yeah, that one's it. And we jammed it there.
Yeah, thanks, Joey.
Thanks, Joey.
And it's cool, bro. You know, people like that. Yeah. You know, somebody like Joey who's been around the business for a long time. He's a legend. You know what I mean? And for them to sit around and say, you know, I like this song by Destiny.
Yes, it's crazy. I mean, that's the thing, and that's what I wanted when I was making the album. I wanted people to love the way I'm super Intocable fan too. We went to go see him at the Arena the other day. And, you know, I'm singing.
Did you get to meet him and talk to him?
We've met him before. Not there, but we've met him before, and, you know, super nice guys and talented, amazing, you know. So that's my goal. I want people to sing my songs the way I sing their songs.
Hey, you wanted to sing like that vato in the airport.
He sings good.
Hey, he's a compadre. He's a compadre.
You know that dude?
Yeah, I messaged him a couple times on Facebook because I had seen him before. And Alex, I think his name is. Alex
Trevino?
Yeah, he lives down there in Mexico.
Coahuila.
Coahuila. And I talked to him, and he knew, I think he had sent me a cover that he did at a quinceañera of Ellas Así, the song from my uncle. And I got to talk to him for a bit, and then I saw him the other day at the airport. Yeah, I wasn't there. I saw the TikTok. And, you know, it was... it's cool, man. It's cool to see those people who I see in Mexico who are on the internet like that, and they know our family's music, and we're very blessed to, talk to them, and they'll respond back to us. And it's like,
it was eerie, bro.
yeah, man. It's crazy how close he sounds to Ricky, man.
Dude, I was like, I had to look like, hey, bro, is this dude just sitting around the airport like, did you see it? Bro, that shit was badass. You know what I mean?
He can. I mean, he can. It's crazy.
Hey, so
scary.
Your brother picked up the bajo, like you guys.
Yeah,
can
because
play
you
it?
gave him tequila.
Yeah, I'm ready, brother.
Oh yeah.
Y'all want
Wait,
me to
but
sing?
I wanna know
Y'all want
what
me to sing some
Joey-
Luis Miguel? I'll sing some Luis Miguel right now.
He's lost it.
Just let me go change
I
her.
want to know what song Joey wanted.
I'll text him.
What song
I'll text
Joey
him.
liked.
I'll text him right now. I'll
Yeah,
text him.
text him. I would like to know.
Let's see.
But yeah, I mean, that was my goal, for them to love my music the way I love music from my favorite bands. And our first show we played in Monterrey it was in May, I think. Mm-hmm. To see, there were people out there singing the songs, because over there I had a lot of radio play. So to see people singing the songs, I was like, this is the start. This is the start of it, and I just have to keep going. And little moments like that make you.
Does it feel badass to see people singing these
Hell
songs?
yeah! And that my words, like.
Bro, I mean, like when we started the earlier with your new single right now, like that. When I hear it, I'm in the car like that, just the way I was, like tanto gusto.
Yeah.
I'm always like, hey, calm down, like, it's a chick song.
That's good. That's good.
It's a chick song.
I love that.
So, Edna, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas
Feliz Navidad a
to
todos.
the Di Marie's beautiful mother.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
hi, Ma. How are you? Nice to see you.
Have you ever met her mom?
Yeah,
She's
we
a
hung
great
out with them
person.
in Vegas.
Dude, you don't know if they're her sister or her
Right.
mom.
No,
Yeah,
she
beautiful
looks
lady.
very
Her
beautiful.
and Albert, great guy, man.
Great guy. yeah.
Great
We
guy.
we partied with them in Vegas at one of the conventions. They're really nice people.
This last time?
No, this
It
was
was
like
like
2 years, 3 years ago?
2019.
2019.
2019. Okay.
Great
I got you. So, are you ready, Des?
I'm
Oh,
ready.
shoot.
Some people can't sing on the cuff, dude.
No, look, this is honestly, my dad, he tells me all the time, like, he'll hear something, like, okay, you know that George Strait song where Bubba sings in the beginning? He's like, when you hear twin men, right? He's like, why would George let Bubba sing like that?
Sorry, George, if you're watching.
Because he's George Strait.
I'm
He
like,
can
Dad,
do-
he do what he want. But he's like, why would George let Bubba sing like that? If you sing like that, I would never let you get on it. Like, he's a musician, So it was always very important that, can you sing it live? Can you do it without the recording? That was a big thing for us.
I'm scared.
I'm not
You can say.
going to mention names,
Oh God.
right?
Jeez, man.
I want to, okay, wait, sorry. I got to sidetrack. I want to do that ASMR on this mic, like the you know those things?
The mic, is it good? Is it good
Yeah,
mic?
it's like those things.
You fall asleep. We'll make
I
everybody fall
love
asleep.
those. I watch. That's all I watch on TikTok.
Oh my goodness. No, but some people are very good in the studio, and you pay the money to go see them live,
Oh God.
and you're like, yo, that's not the way I heard that song. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, let's.
You know what? We'll wait for Joey. Hopefully he texts you.
let's see if he
Maybe
if he-
I feel like he likes Entrégate. I don't know why.
I feel like it's inolvidable.
Inolvidable. Well, we'll do that one because that one's my.
That was the first song.
That was my
started
first
it
song
off.
that started it.
his phone's dead.
Ah, Joey.
Look, because it's not delivered.
Yeah.
He'll call me like at midnight and be like, "Hey, did you call
What
me? Did you text me?"
Right.
Love that.
That's what he'll do. So, guys, in the studio with me, 2021 TTMA Female Vocalist of the Year,
Thank you to all of y'all.
Miss Destiny Navaira, with her amazing right hand brother, Mr. Rigo Navaira.
Here we go. Inolvidable.
Tengo mucho que decirte y lo tuve que escribir, pero llega la vergüenza a declarar mi amor por ti, pero viene de mi alma y de mi corazón. No buscaba enamorarme, yo soy libre como el viento y me duele hacerte daño. No puedo seguir fingiendo, pero viene de mi alma y de mi corazón. Inolvidable es esa magia entre tú y yo, inalcanzable. Sé la dueña de tu amor, inolvidable. Aunque nunca sucedió y prefiero no decirte adiós. Inolvidable. Esa magia entre tú y yo, inalcanzable. Sé la dueña de tu amor, inolvidable. Aunque nunca sucedió y prefiero no decirte adiós. Inolvidable, inalcanzable, inolvidable.
Straight up freaking chills right next to me,
thank
man.
you.
Straight up chills. That was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you
So,
so much.
Destiny has put it all on the line for the fans. She can sing anywhere, anytime. Give her a
Any place,
microphone.
anywhere. Without a microphone, with a microphone.
She is not a studio vocalist.
Yeah.
She's 100% real. I can tell you from being right next to her.
Thank you.
That was freaking beautiful, man.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I just think what y'all are doing, for me, it just means so much because of y'all's age. For real.
Thank you.
I know maybe for an artist, it's like, man, don't, I want to just be an artist. I get that, right? And you're like, you don't want to be, we're young, we're old.
yeah.
But we need y'all.
No, and you know what? We were talking about it today. I'm looking at your picture of Jimmy. That was a great loss to the Tejano world. People don't give him enough credit. You have to think he came from this super group, recreated it again, was super successful, Grammys. I mean, classic songs.
He's the Dave Grohl of Tejano music.
Yeah, he's the Dave Grohl.
He was like Nirvana and Foo Fighters,
and the
bro.
Foo Fighters.
That's how he was.
He did that, and you know that's such an inspiration to me because
He has Grammys. Not
He has
he does.
Not the group, not the other group.
he does.
Jimmy
Has
He
Grammys.
recreated a brand and made it better.
And saludos a Mike, honestly, because I mean he was there too, man. He
from,
lived it
from the beginning. He lived it.
and you know I feel a connection with him. I mean I've talked to him a couple times. We haven't really talked.
Well, he just reached out to you. So
Yeah,
before we
so-
leave, well, I'm gonna get you his
Yes, yes.
If he goes
information.
down to Monterrey, we're gonna be best friends. I'm telling you that right now.
No,
But
hey, dude.
I mean, he's. I mean, he lived it with his dad, and it's a special connection.
I'm
you know?
like,
No, you raise it. And I'm watching. It's just going.
I'm like,
"Ah."
stay up.
There you go.
There you go. You're good. You're good. Don't worry.
Hey, and the menu has some. If they have some mic stands that are in the back of the van,
There gotta be some in the
there
trailer
gotta be
somewhere.
somewhere.
We'll find one.
some.
I tightened it too much now. It's all right. We're good.
Do it
We're
every
good.
week.
Don't
Do
worry.
it
You're
every
fine.
week.
Don't worry about it.
So
But yeah, I mean, that's what, we're not trying to be anybody. We're not trying to. I'm just Destiny. That's who I am. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. When I'm writing songs, I'm like, hey, I kind of want to write a song like that. And, we'll sing the song for a lot of times. And then I'm like, okay, keep playing it. And I'll make up another melody.
do you ever like y'all get into a song? You're like, it sounds badass, but fuck, man, it sounds too much like this
Yes.
song.
Yeah,
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
When I wrote Inolvidable, he was like, no. He was like, that sounds like the Signal song. It's called Inolvidable too.
By Intenso.
Or somebody.
No, Sólido.
Sólido,
Oh,
Sólido.
okay.
Song called
But have you ever heard Inolvidable by Intenso?
Yes, I think I have.
Inolvidable. That's a bad
I
song.
think so.
You
But anyway, he told me that.
He's
Don't-
like,
don't bring it
up.
No, but he told me that. And I was like, no, it doesn't, Rigo. Like, we're going to change it, We're going to.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like I showed Dad a couple songs, and Destiny would be like, it sounds like this song, or it sounds like this song, and Dad's like, it's gonna sound different when you go into the studio, and he's right. He's really right in a
does.
way. I mean, it does come out different, And I want to say Inolvidable was one of the first examples of that.
I think that was the song. He hasn't answered me. We'll see. Oh, look, he answered me.
What is it, Joey?
Song.
Cada día.
Oh my God, that was from the first.
You see
That was
it?
from the second album.
I told you. It was like, when he said, I was like,
What?
You know who we have on that song? Kiri produced that song from Límite. Yeah.
Solo contigo.
Yes.
hey, but he did answer for the record.
I love that.
He did
joint.
answer.
Thank you.
It's called Cada Día.
That was my first,
Thank you,
really
Joy.
first single. Well, for Remedio, the Cada Día.
Cada Día.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you guys go on the road, I asked you, so Remedio is half here in San Antonio and half in Mexico?
Yeah, so my band, of course, Rigo's on the bass and the segunda voz. On the guitar and the bajo, I have he was one of Rigo's best friends when he was young.
He started in my rock band.
They had a rock band in middle school.
And my dad named it. We were called Speed Limit. We played everything from 90s rock to
Everything.
We played we mostly stuck to 90s rock. We were big fans of like
Van
alternative
Halen.
music. More like we were more Foo Fighters, Weezer, Green Day, like those kinds of bands.
Puro punk music.
Puro punk, dude. We were puro rockers.
And my dad, I call him Jack Black because he literally Jack Blacked us, like from School of Rock. He got kids to be in his band, so he's Jack Black to us.
I remember the day that my dad was like, we were eating tacos and he was like, "Hey, you think Luke wants to join the band?"
Hell
And Luke was like
no.
14 years old,
He's Jack
15 years
Black.
old.
Dude, that's hilarious, bro.
Yes. And so his name is Luke Salas. He's from here, from San Antonio. And then on the accordion, obviously Lalo Morales. He's from Eagle Pass, Texas. And
Does he sing for y'all in the background too?
yeah, Lalo does voices as well
We try to do as much 3-part as
we can. Yeah.
That's a bad dude right there.
Oh yeah.
awesome, man.
I mean, we grew up with him, and he's become, he was always a great musician, but he's become such a great musician and such a addition to what we're doing, and a huge part. I mean, literally for this second album, I was living in the back of my grandma's house. She has like a little apartment back there.
Yeah, tell him the story about the second album.
And the pandemic hit, right? And I was like freaking out. I'm like, Preferida just came out. I'm not gonna be able to do anything. So here we were. I was like, Lalo was here. We had just came back from Monterrey, and I was like, I have these songs. We have to write another album because this one's not gonna matter. Like I'm so dramatic, right? So I'm like, La Preferida's not even gonna matter. Like we have to write another one better than it, and blah 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 blah. This pandemic,
And you didn't even fully release La Preferida yet, right?
It came out March 24th of 2020.
Oh, so right in this
It,
dead
Right when the
smack-
city-
it was a day that San Antonio
Shut
went
down.
into quarantine.
Hey.
We rented out an Airbnb and we went on a live.
That's the day Wacky Wednesday was created.
Yeah, that is.
I love that. Who was your first guest?
My first guest was
Like in person.
in person was a guy named Rene Zarazua. He's a lawyer.
Oh, God.
So when I first started, it was mainly about people's stories.
Oh, cool.
I had a lawyer. I had one of my most favorite, and then we're gonna do what do you call it? A follow up, right? Was a friend of mine named Marlon. And Marlon came from Nicaragua illegally, and he comes on the show and he gives a story of his whole. People don't really get what it's like to come here
Especially from not Mexico,
from Nicaragua,
from
all the borders
South
he had to
America,
cross.
bro.
He got on the train, rode the train like you see in the movies.
Wow.
And he gives you
Detail.
a detailed story.
Wow.
And the people were just like, the comments were like, Mom, after the show, like, you know what? I was a guy I work in oil fields, and I was a guy that would poke holes in gallons of water that the ranchers would leave. You know what I mean? Because I didn't give a shit. Like, I didn't want these guys to make it. And this guy changed the way I think.
Wow.
And so the upcoming story is he just went back to Nicaragua because he wanted to do things right. So he had to go back, not knowing if he ever come back and be with his family again.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And he got his
He needs
visa.
to write a book.
Yeah, he got his visa and he's come back. So we're gonna do
That is awesome.
That's
a
awesome, man.
up thing. But so we just did stories like that, man. And then I did Mario Marichalar
What, you did Mario?
twice.
So he told you the whole cheese between him and
We were the first person to get the cheese, man.
That's what we say, the cheese.
the
the
cheese.
cheese.
So like,
We're the
if
first
I ever
person-
text you the cheese icon, that means I have cheese man.
Oh, hey. This is a non-cheese channel.
This is a non-cheese man. But if you would like to call in,
Yeah, there you
The
go.
line
There you go.
The lines are open.
But no, so I got, I had Mario, I had these dude, people are leaving with meat and shit. They're giving them
leave some for
a
us,
brisket, like, you know. God.
Not the cake.
Not the cake. Don't take the cake. But you know, I had just different people, man, and I had my deacon of my church.
Wow.
You know, Catholic deacon. Like I just done just different things, but of course, you know, once I got onto the music, it was just like I did Mario, and then we did Michael Salgado. We've had Shelly.
That's awesome.
We've had, you know, and it's not to me. It's like great, like the big, huge A artists. But I really love talking like to the artists that are out there grinding, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they're still trying to find their glitch. So, you know, they come on here and somebody's like, I like those guys. Give me their number.
Yeah.
To me, that's worth it.
Right.
For me,
And thank you, man, because honestly, you are one of the few people out there who are actually doing stuff for this industry. You know,
Trying.
in the way of getting those
And
new names out there.
Out
and all
of
that
the
stuff.
pureness of your heart, because you truly care about it.
honestly, I mean, I'd say this to people and they can believe me or not, but I literally do it for the love of music. I do it for the love of my culture and just trying to keep our, you know, Rick Balderrama has this thing, right?
Tejano ain't dead, baby.
Tejano ain't dead, baby.
Oh my God, Rick is hilarious.
Let me tell you a
He's
story
funny
about
as
Rick
shit.
He's
Balderrama.
hilarious.
He had gotten injured or something like that, and he had a scooter. This guy went to the Aguilar's anniversary.
In a scooter.
He went on stage and rolled himself up there and said, Tejano ain't dead, baby. And ever
love
since
that.
then, I've always wanted to buy him a drink and say thank you for that.
Hey, Rick, if you're watching, there you go. Rigo
And he
owes
bought,
you
I think we saw him the day before, and he bought us a
drink.
shot.
a drink.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
drink over there.
He's a great guy. You know what, dude? He's been in the studio and never been on the show. He'll come by and we'll shoot the shit.
Yeah.
And he'll come in here and take pictures like, hey, I'm in this. And he's still yet
hilarious.
made it to
He's awesome, man. Saludos.
to an episode. But he says, you know, Tejano ain't dead. I say, Bumper always says, I do what I do to keep our music relevant.
Exactly.
Just to keep it out there. Like, hey, it's still here. It's still going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Again, just the fact that y'all are young to me just means so much to me.
Thank you.
And you guys need to keep pushing forward and here's something that I don't hear a lot of artists say. Are you willing to help out
Yeah.
that person that was
That was in my
Destiny
shoes.
and Rigo 10 years ago?
Well, that's the plan right now, is to go over there where we're at right now, try to make a name for ourselves over there, come back over here and do the same thing, man. And, you know, hopefully if we make it over there, we can come back over here and we can make it over here. And when we do that, we want to bring those artists over there. We want to bring those artists that are grinding. We want to bring those artists.
I think a big part of it too has been that our genre is so small. We're such a small circle, and you kind of have to be like, well, you know, this is my show. This is, you know,
That's good and bad.
it's
that we're
good
like
and
that.
bad, but you know, like you're saying, help the next one in line. And you know, I do have to give a big shout out to Elida. She'll call me every now and then and say, hey, you know, when the single came out, she said, hey, love the song. You know, you're obviously finding your style, this and that. Maybe you can work on this. Maybe you can work on that. You know, and I'm so open to everything.
Constructive criticism.
Right.
exactly.
And so, you know, give big shout out to her. Stephanie as well has given me a lot of advice. I've been privileged to meet, because of my parents, you know, artists who give me advice and things like that. And I think, you know, like I said, you do have to kind of be exclusive and stuff. But at the same time, recognize those who are truly taking that path. And if you are taking that path, for me, you know, I get caught up. I'm not going to lie. I check what the other girls are doing because I have to be with the times. I have to say, okay, she did this. All right, what can I do? You know, you have to.
But in your own way.
But exactly. But you also have to, for me, I have learned so that it's the biggest thing to just focus on what you're doing. And as long as you are being you, and as long as you are happy with what you're doing and putting out your stuff, you're going to be fine. You don't need to worry about anybody else. There's the space for it. Everybody can have a spot in this genre because we're trying to make it bigger. if we're fighting and saying, no, I don't want her to play with me. No, I don't want her to play with me or him to play with me because you're threatened, we're never going to grow. And unless you're 100% confident in your talent, you're not going to have a problem with it.
Agree or disagree?
Oh, I like this game.
So fast.
Agree or disagree? Right, here it goes. I say this a lot, and I didn't come up with this. Friends that I know that have been in the industry a long time come up with this. We're our worst enemies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100% agree.
Tejano genre, we're our worst enemies. It's like being in a can of crab or a tub of crabs.
Yeah, I
Right?
saw that.
That crab gets to the top, and what do? We're like, nah, fuck that. You're getting down
It's
here.
like
with us.
that George Lopez joke where he's talking. He tells his mom or something that, "Hey, Edward became a doctor." You know, he's a
El
doctor
marihuano.
now. The
El
marihuano,
marihuano,
yeah. Exactly.
Exactly.
brother.
No, you're right. That's just. I think a lot of it's just the way we're raised.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I always put it to this, like, you know, there should be a buffet. There's a buffet and the table's big. There's enough chairs for everybody, right? If you've been at the buffet already for 30 minutes, you know, guys hungry, reach down, get them up here. There's enough room
It's like,
for
you know,
everybody
for
to eat.
example, today, there's this group in Monterrey. They're called Solo Gruperas. And they started sharing my stuff when I got to Monterrey. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
Badass,
like,
yeah.
you know? Well, they had these awards today. And I won most popular artist Tejano over there. And that one I was against Elida.
Wow,
against-
that's badass, man.
Yeah, I was against Elida, Shelly, Monica, Steph, and somebody else. I think it was just us. And then Monica won, I don't know, even know if she's seen it, but she won Song of the Year. She
Monica
won
Saldivar.
She won Song of the Year. And, you know, for a lot of the reason that they know her is because I'm sure they've looked me up and she pops out on the Google search because she's a new female as well. And that's great. That's a great thing that somebody from over there, without her having to go, like me, I had to literally move my life for them to recognize that, for people to say, oh, look, she's singing.
Yeah.
But for them to be able to know her and her become accomplished because maybe they saw my music and then they saw her name or whatever the reason, you know, to me, that's a win for me. To me, that's a win for girls, for the women of this
It's a win for
industry.
the genre.
For the genre. I mean, people from another country are recognizing it and she hasn't even been there yet. You know what I mean? I mean, I think that's a win.
I definitely see it the way you're seeing it. I mean, you know, however people can hear the music,
Exactly.
It's the
The
best way
better.
to, yeah.
the better. And again, the fact that you guys are in Mexico doing what you're doing, making noise over there, that's great, man. It's great for us.
Yeah.
It's great for us because, you know,
There's no borders, man. There's
there,
no
there
borders.
is, but you know, Monterrey is you know, we think of San Antonio as the capital of Tejano music.
Right.
Look, let me tell you guys something. The easiest way to put it, to paint this picture, so you can see how serious what I'm trying to tell you.
Seriously, guys. Seriously.
So, when you go to a Tejano dance here or a Tejano concert, it's a digital picture, gets pushed around all social media. Maybe you go to your local taqueria and they have like the piece of paper on the thing where you go in, like, hey, Grupo Remedio, Far West, you know,
Yeah.
$10 before 9, whatever, que la chingada. When you play in Monterrey in Mexico, those flyers ain't flyers. That shit's painted. They paint
wall.
They
Oh,
paint
dude.
you guys on the wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the whole group name, like the shit is serious.
Right. Sirs.
Yeah, there you go.
Serious.
Serious. It's very serious.
Very
When,
serious.
when we went after the pandemic, we were supposed to play in March. And we went in August the next time. And I passed by the place we were supposed to play. And my name was painted. I was on a billboard. And I was like, I'm never going to play again. But you're right. It's such a big deal. Like, to see my name painted on a wall. And then to keep driving and see Bronco's name painted on a wall. And Pesado and Intocable. And
They still have one of my uncle's names on one of the walls too. It's pretty cool, man.
It's
It's
just-
In
cool.
Monterrey?
Yeah. Mhm. They left it there. It's pretty cool to go see.
That's badass, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, again, man, what you guys are doing is great. It's great for the genre. And, you know, I hope that you guys, like I I'll throw this out here. I got to sit here for quite some time before we went live, and I got to listen to some new music that you're not going to hear for
A while.
a while.
A while.
And let me tell you guys, man, you're in for a freaking treat. You're in for a freaking treat. If you're open, I'll leave it to you like this. If you're open the way I'm telling you to be, don't be so freaking closed-minded with this is the way Tejano music needs to sound.
Yeah.
She's from San Antonio. She's a Tejana. She started in Tejano music. It's Tejano music.
It is.
We ate at Don Pedro's on the south side every Sunday.
Dude, I fucking love Don Pedro's on Sunday, bro.
Why is it his go-to is food?
Oh, I always talk about food, if you haven't noticed yet.
No, I watched all your interviews today.
Yeah, I talked about tacos.
And tacos were in every freaking...
I'm the taco expert, if anybody needs to know.
So, you know, the fact that you guys are in Mexico, you're coming back and forth. You're like Rigo said, there is no borders.
No, not musically. It's. I think you got to think about it too. Back then, there weren't as many Mexicanos as there are now here, and now we're more of a mixture. The Texans and the Mexicanos here. I mean, it's more of a mixture.
I don't remember I don't remember norteño music being as big as it is now.
Yeah.
Like to me, Ramon Ayala was Tejano music. Like I didn't even know there was a such thing as norteño.
Right.
Dude, I was probably about, maybe 1998, 1999, where somebody started saying, "Hey, that's norteño."
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are you talking
You're
about?
like, huh?
Well,
What do you mean? Like,
it's crazy. We're over there, We're living over there, and we meet people that love the music, and they consider Intocable, Duelo, who are over there selling out palenques and selling out arenas. They say, "Oh, those are Tejanos. That's Tejano. That's Tejano." And it's true, man. They're from Zapata. They're from Roma, here in Texas. They're born and raised in they're Tejanos, man. They're Tejanos, and they're doing all this stuff. And it grind. Don't get me mad. Don't get me wrong. I get mad. I get upset whenever I hear people over here say that's not Tejano. That's not Tejano. It's Tejano, man. It's Tejano. These guys are from Texas.
It's evolved music.
It's like my dad says. He's like, in the 80s, it was Mas and La Mafia with the keyboards. Then in the 90s, it went to the accordion and keyboards with David Lee and my uncle and Selena.
yeah.
And 2000s, it got lost, like Destiny said. But it was out there. You had Jennifer Peña.
The Cumbia Kings.
The Cumbia Kings. They were doing cumbias. They were doing all that stuff. But, it was the modern Tejano.
It just, like my dad always says, too, the biggest groups right now, they're Tejanos. Intocable, Duelo, Signo, Sólido. They're from Texas, man. Yes, it may not, like you said, it may not have the, but it's
What
still
song
rocks.
was she playing there? Oh man,
I don't play instruments, but I can sing all the parts.
And Scooby Doo are accordions all the time.
I'm a fan. Look, me and shout out, happy belated birthday to my buddy Rocky Beltran. Plays accordion for Grupo He has his group called Grupo Mesteño, and he also plays accordion for.
I saw
Mike G
him
and
on
the
Rock
Iconics.
Show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Rocky was on Rock Show not too long ago. Shout out to Rock and Roll James. What you're going to be on tomorrow? Make sure if you didn't get enough of Destiny and Rigo tonight, they will
Watch
be
me
on
tomorrow.
Hashtag PVT with Rock and Roll James tomorrow. Shout out to Rock, great guy. Totally lost my train of thought.
Oh, your
you're
friend,
talking
your
about
friend, the
Rocky,
accordion player.
Rocky Beltran.
Yeah, so we always get an argument of like, he said they're norteño light, they're this, they're that, and I get so mad. I'm like, bro,
It's Tecate Light.
he says no, it's like
It's Tecate.
he'll say like he says what you guys say, like they're from Texas, they're Tejanos, right? And going to the Grammys,
Yeah.
there was a shitload.
El Plan.
There was a shitload of pissed off people.
Can I ask you this? Because I know that people were saying, "Oh, well, they're not from Texas. They're not from Texas," and they won like the Tejano Award. Where does Stephanie stand?
She's from New Mexico.
She's from New Mexico. Where does Isabel Marie stand? She's from Chicago. Where do you draw the border? Is it just because it's another country?
Carla
It's
Cristina.
not.
Have you heard her?
Yeah.
Reno, Nevada.
I mean,
Exactly.
you gotta. I just think we're so evolved.
It's a music.
now.
Like we can't just because you're not in the border of Texas does not mean your music is not Tejano.
No.
Let's take another shot and let's get more angry.
Fuck yeah. That's
Just
what I'm
kidding.
talking about. Oh, you're just kidding?
No, I mean if you want to.
Oh,
though.
yeah. We're down.
You're just kidding me, Seth.
We're down.
But let's
Oh
sip
my
it, right?
gosh.
Let's be
Yeah,
classy.
we can
let's be
sip it.
classy.
Classy.
You hear this guy? Are you sure he's a McCullum Cowboy?
Hey,
Hey, we're the classy school of the South
yeah,
Side.
Harlandale. We don't mess with Harlandale.
To all my
right
friends from Hollandale and
now. Hey, relax.
Southside, like I'm sorry.
It's a rivalry. Sorry,
there's-
they know what's up. The Dale, they know what's up.
The Dale knows what's up.
Yeah.
I hope no teachers are watching, by the way, from my high school
No
because they're gonna be so mad at me.
teachers.
Thank
Oh
you,
my
brother.
God, Rigo.
And I'm gonna do rock show tomorrow. Oh,
Oh God.
We
Yeah,
gotta
we have
dri-
to wake up super early
Yeah.
tomorrow, but no worries.
it's okay, Rock. I'm doing it for you, brother.
But yeah, it's like you said. I think
Ya no me ponen atención. Yes, your dad just
Stay
rolled
tuned.
in.
Stay like after we drink this. Wait about 10 minutes, and we're really gonna get down to the nitty
the
gritty.
nitty-
Hell yeah. So, again, being on Wacky Wednesday,
Wacky Wednesday.
what I really love about my show is that I don't have a fucking script.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. And,
You
and
know-
like I told you before, you're easy to have a convo with.
And that's what I love about like doing it. Like I like everybody to be like him. Just sitting in here, you're just hearing a conversation. You know
Eating
what I'm
food.
saying? Eating food. Fucking
I'm talking
cheesecake.
cake. I'm talking
Fucking pawn set.
Yes.
So I have my my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, they're moving. They're not moving. They're vacationing from California. They're vacationing here in Texas. And she's from Hawaii. And so today we're having breakfast, and I'm like, man, you know what? I really would love some pancit. She's Filipino, and I'm like,
What'd you
she's
call
like,
me? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no. So she went and bought all the shit to make
That's
pancit,
awesome.
dude.
That's
and
awesome, man.
So we're gonna try that
after this.
after the show.
Ruben says it's great.
Ruben is tasting all the food before we get to.
He's making sure that you're gonna eat everything. You're not gonna get sick and stuff like that. Ruben, are you going with them to the valley?
No.
He should, so he can drive
Yeah, he
us.
should.
If he was a real friend. I'm just kidding.
No,
All right, can I ask you a question?
you can ask me whatever.
Give me your top 3 Tejano artists of all time. And you don't have to say Emilio.
This is about to
Yeah,
put,
you don't have to
You
say
don't have to say
Emilio.
because
this is about to put me on the
But
spot
we
like that.
will
You see that? shit?
remember
we will tear up this whole
the three top
your
from
all-time favorites.
my all-time favorites. Jimmy Gonzalez,
Claro.
Classic.
Los Palominos,
Oh yes.
Good choice,
answer.
man. Good choice.
Dum dum dum.
Macizo.
Macizo.
Primos.
Those are my 3
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
favorite
Groups.
groups.
That's awesome, man.
Like
Shout out to our. There are primos.
Yeah, there are primos.
Macizo.
Like I don't want to. Now people are like, "Fuck that! I'm not going to this fucking shit." But no, that just those are just.
I mean,
my three that-
everybody has their different artists, man. And honestly, I mean, I'm glad you said Palominos. I think James is one of the most underrated singers of all time in this genre.
It's a unique voice.
They played at Nortex, dude, at the festival over there in Monterrey. There was about how many people, D?
I don't know. It's I was telling you earlier. It's like a Tejano Coachella, and I'm
Like
not exaggerating.
festival.
So like 50,000 people out there,
Probably
and are they singing?
They're singing
Corazón de
all the
Cristal?
songs. They're singing
Everything.
all the songs.
everything,
And that's the potential that all these artists can do in this market.
and that we can bring back
to bring
here.
back, yeah.
But let me tell you, man. I went to go see El Wancho. What's his name?
Papi Wanchu.
Maluma.
Papi Wanchu.
I went here to see Maluma at the AT&T because I got tickets.
What
You
if I-
didn't.
what
It
if I
wasn't
go,
like it was just
casually?
it fell in your hands, or did you buy them?
My wife's friend
Mm-hmm.
called her and said, "Do you like Maluma?"
Oh my gosh.
My wife's like, "Yeah." I got 2 tickets. Here you go.
Clashing.
Right? I show up there. I know one song, Maluma song, Entre los Tres or whatever. Like that's like the only
Can I ask
song.
you a question?
Yeah.
Was your wife looking at you to make sure you didn't check out any girls that were there?
Dude, there was 2 girls in front of me, and they were both wearing like G-strings, like, but their pants were like lower, way lower than.
But I wasn't
waist.
looking though.
I had no choice.
You're just there.
Yeah, it was just there. So what I was saying was, being what I do now, doing these interviews and the music, I sat in my chair. People were standing up. I sat in my chair, and I looked around, man. AT&T Center was fucking packed, top to bottom.
Yeah.
Chingo de fucking Chicanos everywhere, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Singing word for word for word every one of his songs. And I asked myself, could I bring a Palomino song and put it on here? And will we get the same reaction?
Yeah.
And honestly, we wouldn't.
No.
Right?
Well, I mean, yeah. It just really depends. I mean, did you see that TikTok of Snoop at the Staples Center?
Yeah, when he's fucking with Banda MS and
No. He's DJing something.
and he's playing chant. He
Played he said, "Hold up," and then he plays Tragos,
yeah, Tragos Amargos.
and the people go nuts.
Crazy. But that's Ramon. That's Chente.
Ramon.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah, it's a whole other level.
My point was like, it just not it upset me, but it hurts because I'm like, God dang, man.
Like they don't know what they're missing.
Like you fools are not fools because
Not
the
fools.
dude's not a fool, right?
Not
The
fools.
guy's an artist, but they're singing this music it's Latino. Yeah. I get it, but it ain't us.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not our music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, that's not to say that people there wouldn't sing if they, a song,
I'm sure there would be.
but it wouldn't be to that extent that they were singing for Maluma's song.
For Maluma.
And I also think that it has to do a lot with the language barrier. I mean, I'm just learning really, really Spanish to where I can hear a song and not have to think, okay, this word means this word means this word means this.
It comes to you already.
It comes to me naturally now. And I think as far as our generation goes, that's a big problem. That's a big problem because you're hearing the song, you might like the melody and stuff. But like with Ruben, right? He doesn't speak Spanish, my friend. And we were listening to what's Intocable, I think it was? Or no, oh God.
No, are you talking
Cristian Nodal?
Yeah,
I think we were listening to Cristian Nodal.
Pienso en ti. It was Pienso en ti.
Oh, Pienso en ti. Jos Favela has a song with Becky G. Pienso en ti. And he was like, I love it, but what is it saying?
I'll let you go.
You know? Yeah, he was like, pienso en ti, right? And I was like, okay. And I started telling him line per line. And he's like, oh my God, that's poetry. Like that's
It's deep.
It's deep. And if you don't understand it, it's hard. And I think that's why we fell in love with it as kids. I remember, my dad would come home from a gig or the studio or whatever, and he'd be a little Navaira, right? And we'd be sitting at the table, and I'd say, Daddy, I don't know what they're saying. Tell me what they're saying. And we'd be listening to, like, I don't know, like, mira, 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 qué fuerte mentira. I could feel him singing, but when he told me the words, I was like,
a whole other level,
damn,
right?
like,
Roberto.
I mean, it's I think that has a lot to do with it too. And as I write my songs, I try to, the reason why people love Adele,
You can feel it.
you can feel her words. And it's hard if you don't understand Spanish. It's hard. And with Maluma, it's more.
I agree with you and disagree because you can be at my house if they weren't walking out and had things to do. If they were here when we get out of here, Duele will come on in that kitchen. Every one of my kids would be up there to the top of their lungs, and then you say, hey, "What are they saying?"
I don't know.
I don't know, but I love Duele.
Yeah,
Like,
and
know.
it is, and it like I said, showing Ruben a couple songs, whatever. He's like, "Oh, I love that song," but I don't know what it's saying. But when you know what it's saying, you even love it more to the point where you're gonna sing line for line. Sometimes I'm a Twitter girl. If anybody follows me on Twitter, y'all know the real me.
You still tweet?
I love to tweet.
She's like uncensored on Twitter. Sometimes I'm like, you have to chill,
know me
dude.
for sure. Like if you follow me on Twitter, you know everything that's
Is
happening.
Rigo like your like?
Yes,
does he
so
look at you? She like? Hey,
I bring her
Destiny,
down whenever she's too.
Like Destiny, you need to delete that shit
Too
and
much.
rewrite that, or do you do
I don't
that,
delete.
Rigo?
I do go up to her sometimes. Like she'll have ideas. Recently, like we're getting ready. We're getting ready to like do shows more and do more shows and to go out and play. And like she's coming up with these like crazy ideas where I'm like, all right, you gotta relax, bro. Like you gotta relax a little bit. Because I mean, I love her ideas. Don't get me wrong. Destiny,
She wants you to wear cow pants.
I'll be serious. Yeah, she wants me to wear cowboys, right? No, my sister is, without her, definitely we wouldn't be where we're at, because she's the one who pushes everything. She's the one who, she gives me advice when I need it. She's my older sister. We've been, after college, we've been really close, with each other. And without her, we wouldn't be where we're at, because of her determination and because of her way of thinking and her approach of life, honestly.
That's badass, man.
And so, I'm only saying this because she has to drive us back.
No, it's because I do get extreme. I'm very extreme. Like everything I
Outfits.
everything I do is except for outfits.
Nah, she don't like fashion.
I don't like clothes.
She's more of like
If you could go up there in pajamas and get away with it, you would do it.
I was telling Rigo, I was like, man, maybe I should wear like badass sneakers or something so I could start that and I don't have to wear heels.
And that's where I was
He
like,
was
all right, relax.
change your clothes. So
She wants to go to, like, she's going to Planet Fitness on stage.
yeah, if I could wear yoga pants and a muscle shirt
You'd be
on
good.
stage, oh my god, that would be my dream. But no, it's just, I'm extreme in everything I do. I lost a lot of weight when we first started. It was 2018.
Yeah.
I was about 300 pounds. And we went on the cruise and I got off that Sunday and I couldn't breathe right. And I told Rigo, I said, dude, I can't breathe right now. I said, I need to go to the gym tomorrow. So I went to the gym, and since that day, diet, no bread, no sugar, no Coke, no beer, no anything. I cold turkey. Gym 7 days a week. Like, I'm extreme like that. When I do something, when I decide
You go
something,
all in.
I go all in. So, it took me 3 years, but I lost 100 pounds. And,
Hell yeah.
And I knew I had to
Put
do
that
it for my
clapping button
career,
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't press the wrong one. I don't know what else you got on there.
We do this one.
What is that one?
Yeah, now I'm eating again.
He's like,
Hey, she picks up
gained
her
a couple
Tecate light.
pounds.
She picks up her Tecate
It's
light.
light. It's light.
it's like,
But yeah, I'm very extreme in what I do. So when I do have ideas, sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, like I need to calm down. Like we can't do that
This
yet.
is the destiny.
Thank you.
salute.
Thank you.
Salute.
It's been a journey, and thank you to everybody
drink it all?
who's followed it and supported me, because I get a lot of messages like, hey, how did you do it, and this and that, and I love to tell people, hey, this is what I did, this was my routine, and it was extreme. It was really extreme.
I can tell. I mean, your interviews today, like the fact that you could come over here and be like, I'm gonna spend with my parents. I want to relax. I've been doing music. But it goes back to the way you guys are raised and who you are. Mm-hmm. You both came here and said, Rigo, we're going to do interviews. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Yeah, we're on break, but you're still working.
Right. And, it's like you said, you do what you love and you don't feel like work. I mean, to me, I love to talk. I love people. I love to
You've been
sing.
talking all day
Right.
since 8 o'clock this morning.
Right. I love to sing. I love to share my music, and I'm proud of it, So, and I love San Antonio. I love where I come from. I always tell people, and I'm not going to lie, like you said, do I ever have moments where I'm like, I'm not going to do this no more? I hit that moment right before Preferida, because I felt like my family had such a part in building this house that I wasn't being welcomed in. I felt like that. And maybe it was because I was bigger. Maybe it was because people were like, she can do it because Raulito's getting her in, or whatever,
But that's why I made it a point. Like, that's not the point at all. I mean,
if anything, it's harder.
Because you have to live up to the name.
I mean, and then my uncle's so dramatic, right? Like his whole life, is so dramatic and such a story that it even adds hype to his music that is amazing already. So it's like, you know, when I started this, I knew if my dad didn't like it, he first of all, he was mad at me when I first told him. He was so mad at me because, you know, it was a rough time. My uncle had just passed and a lot of stuff was happening. And I was like, hey, Dad, I want to go solo. And he was like, what? And it kind of came out of the blue, but I was already feeling this frustration. And so, you know, it was hard. It was hard, but I knew what I had to do. And I just had to do it. And like you said, you know, the other day I was stressed out about the show. We had a show in Monterrey last Saturday. And I was like, man, like if people don't go, like this and that. And then I thought, remember the days when I used to pray to have my own show, to have my own album, to even have people want to come see, 10 people come and see me, you know? And that's what I always go back to. The days that I used to pray, I want to do music every day. Or like sometimes Rigo will call me, he'll be like, come record. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to. And you can hear me on the demo. I'm like, no, like all pissed off.
Like you don't want to be, I don't want to be here today.
I don't want to. And then, you know, in those moments again, I realize, hey, you used to pray for this. You used to wish for this, dream about it. And you're here, you know? And it's like you said, you got to enjoy, you know, Big Boy was telling me today too. He's like, because I was like, I'm so excited about the second album and this and that. And he was like, slow down. He's like, look at what your first album did.
Hell yeah.
You know, and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, like I need to take more time to say, hey, enjoy this moment. Absorb it.
Because you know what it does, Destiny? It makes you a better artist for your future.
Right. And it's not to be like, I won this award and I won this award. No. It's to say, hey, remember how hard you worked and how good it felt to be recognized? Do it again.
And that's the thing, man. Of course, Destiny told me, you need to feel those moments. You need to feel those moments of pain. You need to feel those moments of disappointment to really, truly feel success, to really, truly feel happiness, you know? And that's one thing that you just got to keep reminding yourself about. If you're having a shitty day, if you're, you know, depressed, you got to remember that you're feeling this because in the future, something great is coming for you. You know, you're going to hit that éxito. You're going to do that thing that you've always wanted to do. But you got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to have that glass half full
and
mentality.
When you do, for whatever reason, the people you need come to you.
Just to tell you, both of your old souls are really coming out right now.
I told you, I'm an old soul.
Like your old.
I think it has to do a little bit with this tequila, man.
There you go. The old souls are showing.
We are.
So with the tequila sipping, dude, what do you got for me on the bajo?
I got a lot of things. I'm just kidding. I don't got that much.
What can we jam? What can we jam live?
Should we do?
I don't know.
What do you want to hear?
What do you want?
Do you want a cover? Do you want original? What do you want? What do you want to do Contigo?
Contigo Sin Ti?
Yeah, that was their first different.
Yeah, that was
our first hit in Mexico.
That was a good hit in Mexico first. They were playing it on the pop stations, dude, in Mexico.
We were on the charts with Nodal and Angela Aguilar and
Slow you roll, dog. Slow you roll. Slow you roll.
It was awesome, bro.
Well, let's hear it.
Shout out to Juan Trevino if he's watching. This is his song.
¿Para qué quieres volver? En un descuido vuelves a ser infiel. Mejor sigue tu camino. Olvida que nos conocimos. Te perdoné la primera. La segunda no te perdonaré. Mejor prefiero estar sola. Tu presencia solo estorba. Porque yo soy la misma contigo sin ti. Te doy gracias por los engaños me enseñaron que sin ti sigo triunfando. Porque yo misma contigo sin ti. Tú en cambio solo sufrirás por tus maltratos, aunque ahora te quieras arrepentir.
Na, 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 na.
Oh.
Na, 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 na. 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 Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na.
Contigo sin ti.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was our first.
I'm frozen on my Facebook. I hope we're not frozen
Are
on
we
the
frozen?
on the outside. You're
No.
good. You're good over there. Okay, cool. Maybe it's just
Your
maybe
phone.
it's just mine.
Do you have a charger, brother? Can you charge my
I do.
phone?
I can
I was watching it. I'm reading the comments, but my phone died.
Look right here. Look at all this that we got.
Yeah.
You got those fast chargers too.
Rapid.
5 minutes, baby. That's it.
There we go.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, you know, and I think to me, you know, Juan, when I talked to Juan for Preferida, I was like, hey, obviously I'm not the best at writing Spanish. You know, Mike helped me a lot with it. And I called Juan and I said, hey, do you think you could come look at the songs that I have?
Like proofread them.
Yeah,
make sure
like
they're,
proof.
they're
proofread
Spanish.
them.
They're Spanish.
And I had a couple for him to help me completely, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, sure. And like that to me, I had an instant connection with him. I hadn't even met him. And he probably thought I was a weirdo because when he walked in, I was like, what? Like, you know, that's just how I am.
Like you knew him forever.
Yeah, that's just how I felt. And that song, Contigo Sin Ti, was the last one we wrote. And we were like in the studio, just playing with the melody. And I told him, you know what? I'm tired of writing. You take it. And he wrote it. And he sent me the lyrics. And I was like, are you reading my brain? I was so crying in the car. I was like, this is the perfect song. And I loved it. I loved it.
But the fact that you would, you know, you're humble enough to say, hey, proofread my shit. You know what I mean? Some people be like,
need
hey, man, I wrote my stuff. It is what it is.
Hombre.
You
I
know
wrote
what
this
I mean?
song about myself with no help from
Yeah,
anybody. It
there
goes
you
like
go.
this.
There you go.
We do that sometimes.
Yeah, Destiny does that all the
Exactly.
time.
So Destiny was kind enough to give us a Remedio bag full of goodies.
Yay.
And let's see
I'm
what's in
Santa
here.
Claus.
Yeah, you are. So we have
Destiny
koozies.
koozie.
If you look behind you, I got.
Oh, you
pick
got
that
a
up.
lot of
Pick it up.
koozies.
Pick it up real quick, just to show Destiny how real I am.
Oh.
So we got koozies, but if you see at the right end, you see what's hanging over the edge there. I got the real Mexican koozie right there,
The
baby.
brown bag. The brown bag.
Just in case anybody's,
I
you
love
know what I
that.
mean.
Go get a
So,
tall boy. You know what we call those? The tall boys?
what do you
The
call
tall
them?
boy beers?
What?
Mofles.
Mofles?
Mofles. Because they look
'Cause
like
they
the,
have like
the
a
muffler of the car.
Yeah, hell yeah. But in this goodie bag,
Look at how organized I am. I'm a psycho.
check it out. We got Destiny t-shirts. We got koozies and more Destiny t-shirts and
There's Destiny and
I think
then
there's a Remedio.
Remedio koozie in there, I think, too.
hold on. It's in here.
What's it?
A Remedio koozie, a couple of Destiny koozies. And we're going to give away this to one lucky viewer.
Let's ask a question. Right?
Yeah, I got you. I've been doing this for a little bit.
He knows how to do this.
You got it.
Watch, we're going to go home and Ree's going to be like, I'm going to start.
I'm going to start Wacky Thursday.
Menudo martes.
Menudo martes.
Saludos, Rigo Navaira, from me, Marcelita in Uvalde. You keep rocking.
Marcela,
Uvalde, Texas.
saludos, Uvalde.
You can't win, Marcela. You can't win. You already.
We went to Cabo for a friend's bachelor party. It was a joint bachelor party. We went to Cabo. It was fun, man. We had a good time over there.
Really?
Yeah, it was really fun.
I've never been to Cancun, Cabo.
Ooh, Cancun
It's
is fun.
Cancun and Cabo are fun.
I never been
Honestly,
to Cabo.
Cabo is beautiful, man. It's smaller than Cancun.
I love Cancun.
I'm gonna go one day. Shit.
You should. Let's go. Invite me.
If you do any kind of Tejano cruises, I'll be
He's
glad
ready.
to take. I'll be
He's ready
glad to
for
take
the host.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're
to
ready.
host.
You really are.
I'm ready to host the Tejano cruise. Speaking of hosting, before I forget,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna be. If you don't have anything to do for New Year's Eve,
Yay!
Yeah.
Little Joey La Familia is gonna be live from the Tobin Center New Year's Eve for their New Year's Eve bash, and I'm gonna get to be the host.
Es todo, bro.
So I there you go. I went and got my tuxedo the other day. It'll be in here in a couple of days. Shout out to my buddy Sapo, who he's sponsored. He's like, I got your tuxedo. Go
That's
get it.
awesome.
So,
Nice, man.
so that's pretty cool of him. Rodney Aguayo there in Fort Worth area. So yeah, again, man, Little Joy La Familia, they're going to be live at the Tobin Center New Year's Eve with DJ Texas Poppy, and then Little Joe will come on, take you into the New Year's with me as the host. So if you're not doing anything, there's still plenty of tickets left for the Tobin Center.
That's awesome.
Would love to see you out there. And then let me put our names back up there, dude.
Where's our names?
There it is right there. There it is right there.
Right.
So here we go. We're going to give away. Hi, Destiny. Love your music and congratulations on your awards from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Ah, thank you. Thank
you
you.
guys played in Wisconsin?
We did one time at the Mexican the festival.
Was it like this?
Oh,
It was awesome.
We played, and then we played after Los Angeles Azules, man.
Yeah.
That was a treat, bro.
You played after them?
Yeah,
After.
because I mean it's all mixed up. It's all
Yeah.
mixed up. It's nothing like because they're big.
Yeah, no.
It's all mixed up, and we got to play after Los Angeles Azules, man. It was
Dude,
it
It
was a
was
treat.
cool.
Let me tell you, like, you guys, when I saw the crowds in Milwaukee, I'm like, bro, how was there's that many people that like
Yeah.
It's
packed.
music.
The
man.
thing is like it's everywhere, and like I said, we're just so we're like, you're not gonna open that door. I don't know why, but that's just how it is, and we should, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Hello from Dallas. Hello, man. Destiny and Rigo, keep doing your thing. New music today doesn't have to sound like the 90s Tejano in order to classify as Tejano. The 90s music will always be here.
Yes.
Right.
But these radio stations and DJs and club owners need to make room for the new artist.
Hey,
Exactly.
Sergio, great words, man. That's it, man. Bumper, come to Milwaukee. Vanessa, when they have the Mexican festival, to put my name in the mix or whatever, have me come up. I would love to come up there and call
Yes.
up some bands.
let's do it.
So
Look,
we're gonna
if we go, you can come with us.
Yeah.
there you go. I'm down. I'll pay my ticket. I'll pay my food. Just give me somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
I got a
You
sleeping
can come
bag.
with us.
I can
Yeah,
sleep
just come
under
with
a
us.
tree.
Oh,
Whatever.
sorry.
There you go. Drop your microphone.
Drop the mic.
Sorry.
It's all good.
It's okay.
So we're gonna give away this Remedio bag full of goodies, and we're gonna ask a question. Your dad, Buck Owens.
Buck Owens. Oh, dude, we jam Buck Owens hardcore.
Buck Owens is huge in Bakersfield.
They're gonna put me in the movies.
No, you know what's funny? When we're like coming from long trips, and my dad's driving, he would put on bluegrass, and it's like 4 a.m. The sun's coming up, and it's like,
And he's in the front. He's driving, and he's like,
so loud, like
he's like that.
so
He loves
loud.
that
He
stuff.
loves it, bro.
Yes.
He loves it, and it's cool. I mean, we got to grow up with different kinds of music,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, hell
and
yeah.
all that stuff. We were in Bakersfield. We played a show over there, and during that time that we were playing, we were listening to Buck Owens, we were listening to George Jones, we were
Dwight
listening to all these-
Yoakam.
Dwight Yoakam. We were listening to everybody, and in Bakersfield they have a Buck Owens Boulevard.
Yep.
And we passed by it, and all of us in the van were like, "Yeah!" We didn't even stop, man. We didn't even stop. We were just.
I say
passed
because
by.
my primos live in Bakersfield, and I
Mhm.
know Buck Owens. He has a hall there, like a
Like a
music
yeah, the
museum
Imperial?
or whatever. Yeah, something like that.
something. It's yeah.
And my wife's believe it or not, my wife's from Florida, but she's a huge Dwight Yoakam fan.
He's all yeah.
She's like a undercover, not undercover, but like
Underground.
underground Dwight Yoakam fan. You know what I mean? I said, baby, I can't wear no skinny jeans like that. That's
You
that's
try.
that's a little too skinny for me. I eat too many tacos.
I love that.
Shout out to La Chingona. You guys
Shout
know
out.
Chingona?
I haven't met her, but I've seen her on.
Dude, she pushes the shit out of our music. Like our
Thank
she's
you.
she's great.
Thank
she's
you.
great. Shout out to Chingona. Let's see. Bumper Tano's always been big here in Milwaukee, Ohio, Michigan. I believe it because I have a lot of fans in those states. And AJ, I definitely believe it. So if anybody's watching and you have anything to do with the Mexican festival, Bumper's Wacky Wednesday's always willing to travel. Let me know.
Wacky
There you gotta record.
You gotta
his
record
ass.
that,
I
man,
gotta
so you can
record
get it.
that. So we're gonna give this away.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The question.
The question's gonna be
Oh my gosh.
Thank God you come up with the question.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know what the hell to say.
no.
No. Oh, are you asking us?
I got to make this clear because our people were the worst. I said that shit first.
Yeah.
Look, I use a secondary program for Facebook. However the comments come in to my system, that's who wins. And the reason I say is because sometimes you could be watching the comments. They come in
They come in later or whatever.
separate, right? Okay. Destiny and Rigo Navaira, we both know are McCullum Cowboys.
C-C-C-O-W-B-B-B-O-Y. Fight. Cowboys fight.
Well, you're a cheerleader.
No, I wanted to be.
Ruben was it. Can I tell you, Ruben was a cheerleader, and he came up with the most famous cheer at McCullum. Yeah, with Eric Lee. Yeah, for sure.
Eric Lee was a McCullum Cowboy too.
Yeah,
For a little bit.
for a little while.
He was an original, but he came in later.
He came in like
dude.
what, junior year?
But
junior year?
that dude, Eric Lee can hold up 2 chicks by himself.
He
Fossil.
can, yeah.
Yeah.
He's big.
That dude's fucking ripped, bro. He's ripped. Shout out to Eric Lee. So we're gonna give this away. McCullum Cowboys. What year did the 2021 Female Vocalist of the Year graduate
Ooh, that's a good question.
from McCullum High School? Whoever comments first will win this package, and we'll get it to you. If I gotta mail it, whatever I gotta do. 2021 Female Vocalist of the Year, Destiny Navaira. What year did she graduate from McCullum High School? First person to comment on my program with the correct year
Wins
the
the
package.
Remedio bag with all the cosas. Oh, we got answers already.
You got, Huh? Can't hear you.
Look over here.
Look over there.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm always bringing all.
The comments are rolling in, and
I'm like-
nobody
I'm like-
has it right.
I'm like doing the ASMR.
Oh snap! We got a winner. We got a winner. The winner is Roger Aguilar,
Roger.
2010.
Eso.
2010.
Hey, and if you're looking at the comments, it might have been Jordan, might have been in front of him, but no, Roger was in front of him. Okay,
Roger win.
so you know Jordan Rodriguez?
I don't think I've met him before.
I think I know Jordan.
I don't know.
Look-
I saw you
I
talking
think I know
about
Jordan.
it.
I gotta
Dude.
see his face.
Bro, his shit. Remember that name, Jordan Rodriguez.
Jordan Rodriguez.
Duelo, De Nuevo.
Uh-huh.
De Nuevo is his new one of his new, and then man, I'm having a brain fart of his new single he just put out. Great musician.
But now that we're
Found him on Frito Pie Friday.
now that we're
Frito Pie
friends,
Friday.
now that we're friends, you have to send me what you like on Frito Pie Fridays. And do you actually make Frito Pie on that day?
We do,
Y'all do.
we do.
Okay, we're coming.
Y'all gotta do menudo menudo martes, right?
I make badass menudo, bro.
Menudo martes.
See, look, Jordan. I was in front. I knew it because on his. Hey, Jordan. You've seen the system that I use, and it was Roger Aguilar, Harlandale class of 1976.
Yeah, the Dale.
So, Mr. It was Roger, right? Roger Aguilar.
Roger Aguilar.
So Roger Aguilar, message Bumpers Wacky Wednesday with your address, and I will personally, bye Mia. I will personally take you the goodie bag.
Congratulations, Roger.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And Roger's he's always watching the show, man. So again, thanks to Roger.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody who's been
Yes.
watching the
Yeah,
show, man.
man.
I really, really appreciate it. Rigo, Destiny, is there anybody y'all want to give shout outs to before I
I need to finish introducing the band. I
Oh yeah,
forgot.
we never did.
Sorry, guys. Whatever, they owe me.
They speak Spanish. The other half speak Spanish. They don't know.
So Luke Salas on guitar, bajo, he switches. Lalo Morales accordion, and then my guy. What's really cool is my guys from Mexico. The other guitar bajo player that I have, because again, Intocable maniac over here. I wanted 2 bajos.
a bajo quinto and a bajo sexto?
I think Doc has a bajo sexto, right? Yeah, I think it's. Or
They're both bajo quintos.
Both quintos.
But
You all right
they play
over- you all
guitar
right
too.
over there? You
Yeah,
all
I
right?
was
He
mid
was-
chug
he
right
was
there.
gulping.
I was mid chug right there.
So the other bajo quinto guitar player is Doc Farias, and I think he's from Coahuila, but he's in Monterrey, and he was actually the guitar player for my Uncle Emilio before he passed, and his Mexico band. And so, when he passed, him and another guy, they were there for us, man, and they came and helped us with gigs, and it's a family thing with them too. So I kind of, my uncle, I like to think that he left me another family there, and he's part of that. So Doc on the bajo and the guitar, And then on the drums, I have Lalo Alejo, that he was
Puro
coming.
pinche Lalos. What's
Oh my
Lalos,
God. So
güey.
there's
We have
so
so
many
many
freaking
Lalos.
Lalos in my life.
One of our sound engineers guy helps
Is
us
Lalo
out.
too?
when they
también.
tell me they're like, my name's Lalo, I'm like, oh, you too? Change
Lalo
it.
1, Lalo 2, Lalo 3. Lalo 1, get
Right.
your ass over. Lalo
Right.
2.
Lalo too.
Well, we call Lalo accordion player
Laos.
Little Laos.
Or Laos.
Or Laos. And then Lalo Alejo, we try to call him Alejo. So we're not saying Lalo. But he was coming into my uncle's band before he passed. So
You got artists calling you out before you get off the air.
who's calling me out?
I'm not going to tell you the name,
No, say
Tell
it.
me.
but they're saying me da gusto before they go.
Ah, okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that for you.
Are we about to go?
Is it time to go?
We are. We're already 7 minutes over, but
But we were 7 minutes late.
you
were
were
7 minutes late.
You were 7 minutes late. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my honor and my privilege to have the 2021 TTMA Female Vocalist of the Year
Thank you.
here on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. I hope if there's anything you do, if there's anything that you do, as soon as we get off this, we get off the air, go to Apple Music, go to whatever the Google Music Play, go to Spotify, look up Remedio, look up Destiny Navaira, and download all that music.
Please. Thank you. Thank you
Because this is what they live for. And if you spend 2 hours of sitting here watching, listening to us and listening to their story and just listening to, who they are, that's the least you can do. And with that being said, when you see Grupo Remedio, you see Destiny Navaira's name on somewhere coming to a city near you, whether it's $10, $15, 20, 25, 30 bucks. Go spend the money, man. Because you're not gonna be pissed. Like, she puts on a great show.
Thank you.
Her voice is amazing. You guys have nothing like futuristic. The songs that are gonna come out, you guys are just gonna be in awe.
Thank you so
The
much.
way I was 2.5 hours ago. The music is all over the place. It's beautiful. Destiny's voice is so strong and it just like grabs you. The lyrics are amazing. It's just a good vibe, dude.
Damn.
It's just a freaking
You want to move with me? Because I
No,
need these pep talks every day.
it's just a badass vibe. Neta.
Thank you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I want to thank you guys for giving me, your evening. You guys are doing 100 million things. You could be with your family, enjoying your family, but you're here, you're in the studio. But again, it just goes back to show you the way you guys are raised and who you guys are, how humble you guys are, and you're here for the fans.
Yes, exactly.
And I mean, yeah, you're in Mexico, you're doing interviews in Espanol everywhere.
Bienvenidos a la radio.
Yeah, there you go. But here you are in Texas, and you're giving back to our Tejanos.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
and that's where again, that's where we come from, man. And I appreciate you so much and everything that you said. I got chills right now because I know that you're not just saying it to make me happy or nothing. I can sincerely feel that, and I appreciate it. And to everybody, like you said, I hope you do come out to the shows. Hopefully, we'll be here pretty soon in Texas and starting around different parts. And like you said, just listen to the music first. Listen to the music first.
Be open.
Yeah.
Be open-minded. And you just never know. That song that you might hear the first time and you'd be like,
He's all right.
nah, it's all right. It's you're a big Intocable fan. I say this about Intocable all the time. When they come up with new songs, sometimes albums, I'm like, what the I'm being real.
Mm-hmm.
But I hear it once, I hear it twice, I hear it 3 times. By the 4th time, I'm fucking hooked.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, that's a badass song. But you got to be open-minded.
Open.
So with that being said, this song right now, if you're not requesting it, you need to be requesting it to on your radio station DJs, your online apps, all that stuff. You need to be requesting it.
Thank you.
So we're gonna get to hear a little acoustic version of your hit on the radio right now.
That's right. Me da gusto for everybody. Thank you so much for all the support. Ahí les va para todos ustedes, para toda mi gente de México. Muchas gracias. por estar aquí con nosotros.
Era un día tan normal, no esperaba encontrar el amor que siempre anhelé. Me dio nervios el saber que nos íbamos a ver, porque nunca hubo una oportunidad. La distancia me mataba lentamente, te lo juro, no fue fácil. Ya quería conocerte y por fin te tengo aquí. Me da gusto, tanto gusto, el tenerte de la mano frente a frente y mirarte me enloquece. Yo me muero por besarte y sentir todo tu amor al abrazarte. Ir juntitos de la mano, caminar toda la vida, tú me encantas. Estoy completamente loca por ser dueña de tus besos, pues solo vives dentro de mis pensamientos. Me enloqueces, yo te quiero tener siempre junto a mí.
If you didn't think that she could sing, there you go. Right there.
Thank you.
So,
Finish my drink here. Before
Rigo, Destiny, thank you guys so much for giving me your time.
Thank
you
you,
guys
Robert.
for
Appreciate
being a
it so
part
much.
of Wacky Wednesday. And I hope this is not the first time that we'll have you. I'm hoping to have the 2022 female vocalist.
That's
of the
right.
year. You see what
Well,
I'm saying?
yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
You know what I mean? But if there's anything, if you're out there, if you're an artist just getting started, there's hope.
There is so much hope.
There's hope. You just got to grind. You got to do what you got to do. And Rigo and Destiny are the younger part of our genre. And again, I thank you for that. And I really hope that, you know, as older people, we're teaching our kids this genre because it's who we are. And we cannot let it go. We cannot.
No.
We have to do our damnness to.
it's our culture.
It's our culture to keep us alive. To Raulito, personally, sir, I want to thank you for everything you do for the community. I want to thank you for giving us these two beautiful children here that are keeping our culture and our music alive.
Thanks,
And
Dad.
Love it, Dad.
you know what I mean? And whenever you want to stop by and do a Wacky
Yeah, I think he
Wednesday,
needs to do a Wacky Wednesday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We'd love to have
And
Raulito
they got
on
good
here.
food here, Dad.
Wacky Wednesday. That's awesome.
So again, guys, thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
I really appreciate it, and I wish you guys nothing but the best on your future endeavors. And you can best that anytime you're within the San Antonio area, I'm gonna go and watch you guys.
Thank
for
you
sure.
so
Thank you,
much.
brother.
As long as you give me a shout out,
You know it.
I'm a happy dude.
We're
I'm
gonna
a
do
happy
that
dude.
for you, brother.
So, Mr. Aguilar, make sure you message me. Let me know your address. I will personally deliver these goodies to you. Everybody watching, next week on Wacky Wednesday,
Ooh, who do you have?
we will be here in the studio house, but we won't be in the
In the
studio
studio.
because there's no damn way I could fit them all in the studio.
Hey.
Next week, La 45 will be here in my house. A totally different setup because there's a lot of them. But you're not going to want to miss it, man. So La 45 will be here next Wednesday.
Tune in.
Thank you, guys. I wish you guys safe travels to the Valley tomorrow, to my buddy Rock and Roll James. Shout out to Rock and Roll James and hashtag PVT and everything that he does for La Onda and for our people down
Exactly.
there. Thank you guys again for being here. Thank you guys to my fans, to my faithful followers. I appreciate it. Next Wednesday, right here, 7:30, La 45 will be here. Destiny, Rigo, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bumper.
You guys have a great, great evening. We'll see y'all
Merry Christmas.
next Wednesday.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.